radio station, Real FM. Ho, ho, ho!
This is Glenn White.
You asking me what is wrong with Trinidad? You can't understand why things go on so bad. You find we so rich in human resources, and yet the country going to pieces. Well, let me tell you, my friend, where we went wrong. After Eric Williams' old car breakdown, we called in an AR, we ordered an X-Con and installed a new driver. With 33 passengers from the party, we gave him a maxi taxi, fitted with Mac wheels, tape deck, computer, air conditioned 8-cylinder. With posh new fittings, this maxi car arrived. Then it started to swerve and nosedive. It took a year for passengers to realize they say,
oh, the new driver cannot drive.
Yes, I.
Yes, folks, you know, anytime you hear this song, you know what time it is. Fat Man George and Bernard Catherine. Grenada is my constituency. Real FM is my parliament. And the people appoint me the spokesman Igwe. And I'll stick and stay on these issues and facts, Igwe, till my nose bleed green. And I'm that fire, Igwe, they cannot put out. And even if I did, Igwe, hands go bring the news. Folks, welcome one, welcome all. Independent talk for Sunday, 6 November 2022. Good day, KB.
Good day, Massacre. Good day, listener for LFM.
Yes, so myself, KB, and Igwe will do what we are accustomed doing, is to bring you facts. Not no gimmicks, not no personal issues about people, but facts relating to the national development of this country. Because we are all citizens, and we have a right constitutionally to speak on things that affect us or to give advice in some cases. So, Igwe, pass me my snare.
You snare.
Yes.
This is Glenn White.
you asking me what is wrong with Trinidad? You can't understand why things go on so bad. You find we so rich in human resources, and yet the country going to pieces. Well, let me tell you, my friend, where we went wrong. After Eric Williams' old car breakdown, we called in an AR, we ordered an X-Con and installed a new driver. With 33 passengers from the party, we gave him a maxi taxi, fitted with Mac wheels, tape deck, computer, air conditioned 8-cylinder. With posh new fittings, this maxi car arrived. Then it started to swerve and nosedive. It took a year for passengers to realize. They say
The new driver can hold the wheel.
Maxwin Belfon, good day. Christine Hartley, Francis Pierre, my brother, Errol Bonaparte, Katisha Douglas, Lyndon George, Andrea Alexander, Fitlin Harley Douglas, Lyndon Panchu, Mana. Thanks for tuning in. Mana, I want you to ask the acting commissioner for me because the police called me 3 a.m. this morning. And they say they want you to ask Don Mackenzie when he come in inspection 2 things for him. What is the findings of the investigation Vanny Cohen? Because you had 2 investigations going on. We want to know what is the findings. That's what the police ask. And the police say to ask Mr. Mackenzie when he come around inspection, when the Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell is giving the police the mornings he talk about the 1995 pay and grade because they like to jump up and play brave. And when they do know, they just like to tack. So he promised them morning 1995. So the police want you to ask that, Lyndon. So when Don come, because Lyle St. Paul say, if you hold in papers, you have to be prepared to ride the horse. Folks, I'll play you 2 clips because KB, my good friend and host, a stalwart in political happenings from since the Gary era, will break down some things for you and explain to you why the Prime Minister was behaving the way he was behaving in the rally in the Trade Center. Igwe, give me the clip. Baby Daddy, good day, man. Ann Andrews, Wilma, how's your eyes, man?
I'm ready for your day.
Yes, give me the clips.
Put on your flashlight. Today is the 29th of May. And on the 29th of May, in 1944, one of Grenada's greatest heroes was born. Kill the Huns, kill the Huns, kill the Huns. I want you to stand with me, P.T. Martinique, Carriacou, and Grenada. Put on your flashlights. As we observe 1 minute of silence to one of our heroes. On the 29th of May, 1944, God gave to us Maurice Bishop. On the 29th of May, 1944, God gave to us Maurice Bishop. He made the ultimate sacrifice for the people. He made the ultimate sacrifice for the people of P.T. Martinique, Carriacou, and Grenada by laying down his life for us. And so it's only fitting, Maurice. It is only fitting that wherever you are, watching down upon us, that we let you know that, Maurice, we love you. That, Maurice, we missed you. Maurice, we miss your hero. And we wish you were around today because you would be 78 years old. And you would be proud to know that once more, the young men and women, the senior citizens, the churchgoers, the prayer warriors, the labor unions, the youth, the fishermen, the market vendors, the farmers.
Yes, Igwe.
Yes. And you have a very short clip to play for me. You could give me?
Short one?
Very, very short one.
I could get a real short one.
Yeah, give me the very, very short. And give me the next clip now.
You want
Because I want to tie it in KB. Go bring everything into context.
This company was paid $6.8 million
Yeah.
by the government of Grenada.
in what could be considered?
Organization is incorporated under the Companies Act as a not-for-profit company. In 2 years, between 2020 and July of 2022, this company was paid $6.8 million by the government of Grenada. Now, in addition to that, the then cabinet of Grenada passed a cabinet resolution handing over 3 community centers located in St. Andrews Southeast to that same organization. Community centers meant for the community, meant for use of the people, was handed over to this company, to this not-for-profit company. No. If you're a not-for-profit company, and if you can convince the government of Grenada in 2 years to give you $6.8 million, what are you providing to the people of Grenada? And how miraculously the only client you have is the government of Grenada. So what were the services they were providing? Apparently, sanitization services, spraying children's hands when they come to school, maybe wiping countertop or chair or whatever, I don't know. But in 2 years, they racked up $3 million in revenues. Not-for-profit companies are required to file financial statements at the company's registry. No financial statements have been filed for 2021, and I doubt any will be filed for 2022. But let's dig a little deeper. Last time I checked, the government of Grenada, sometime in February of 2022, dropped all protocols in relation to COVID-19. There was no mask wearing, there was no social distancing, there was no sanitization, there was no insistence on anybody spraying anything. So explain to me, between February and July, elections were in June, and July, what services could you possibly have been providing when it comes to sanitization and so on?
And then the Prime Minister went on to update the nation on
$150,000 was paid to the state of Grenada, and there's a treasury receipt for it. Another $140,000 was paid to the new National Party South St. George office. Let me repeat that. $140,000 was paid, and this is in June of 2022, right before the elections. $140,000 paid to the new National Party South St. George office. We have the records. So since the cabinet conclusion said it was $290,000 to the state of Grenada, last time I checked, the Constitution does not establish the new National Party South St. George office as part of the state of Grenada.
Yes, see, that is the end of
Give
the
me short clip.
And the short one right after.
Because I want people to understand what's going on.
Okay, yeah.
KB, it's all yours now, KB.
Mr. Carl, thank you. I listen to the clip.
Now, KB, one thing before you go, I want people to understand. Now, KB, speaking on those things, KB has authority to speak on them. Because KB has authority to speak on Morris. So all who calling on Morris and Miss Morris, they didn't know Morris. KB knew Morris. So KB, when KB speak on the authority of Morris, he know why. And when KB speak on the reasons why this present Prime Minister is behaving in the way he's behaving at the rally in the Trade Center. So I played those clips for you to understand. And I indicated to you like was stupidness. Most stupidness was real stupidness. But KB go cut out all the spin now. KB, I just wanted them to understand the authority you have. They go ask why KB. But KB has the authority, the know-how. It's not like fly by night what people tell KB. So KB, the floor is yours.
Yeah, Mr. Carl, thanks for having me. listeners of Red FM. Happy to be here once again. Master Carl always say, we must study our history well. If we fail to study our history well, there is a strong possibility we can repeat the mistake of the past. Now, I was a member of the New Jewel movement, a party member. And you know, there was not much people in the party. Only 35 party members we had. 35. When we took over the country from Giri, we had 35 party members. That is only 35 trusted people the revolution had. So I came from the bowels of the revolution. And I noticed there is a pattern. The behavioral pattern of Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell. Similar to the behavior of the leaders of the revolution. And I said, politics is not for priest and pope. And politics have its own kind of morality. Now, whenever the leaders of the revolution panic, they do something stupid and they say things that are stupid. The first sign of panic. One day I was in the barracks at Paul's Airport. Major Gahagan from Victoria came and he said, KB, I want you to board this Liat aircraft on behalf of the Ministry of Tourism. They will fly over the Granans Beach and do pictures of the beach. So I said, me, KB, why me? Why don't you get somebody from St. George's to go on that plane? He said, no, I was asked for you to go. I hesitate. I said, nah, I'm not sure I want to go. Then my brother Buck Kenneth Budal said, okay, I will go. As the plane flew over Granans Beach, close to Camp Butler, they shot the plane. About 4 bullet holes pierced through that plane. Came back. Maurice Bishop said, that shows the soldiers was a lot. But the American charged the affair, said something unique, something important. He said, that shows sign of panic, and that is dangerous for this country. The second sign of panic is when the revolution pick up my good friend, Dr. Stanley Cyrus Santana from St. Andrews, a lecturer, University of the West Indies, Black History. For no reason, apparently no reason, and kept him in prison. So the Americans said to the leaders of the revolution, if you have evidence against the man, charge him. But if there is no evidence, you should release him. Failure to release him will impose sanction on you and divert every tourist away from your country. The leaders of the revolution panic again and they release Dr. Stanley Cyrus. The next sign of panic is when a bomb went off in Queen's Park and a few people died. The leaders of the revolution panic again and they went straight to Mount Erie and slaughter Strand Phillip in cold blood, only to realize Strand Phillip had nothing to do with the bombing of Queen's Park. The next time a fraction of the revolution panic again is when Fidel Castro signed a secret agreement with Maurice Bishop deployment of 60 hardcore combatant troops fresh from the Angola Civil War to be Maurice Bishop personal bodyguard, not even to defend the revolution, Bishop only. Cour and his supporters start to panic because they realize Bishop is being strengthened militarily, and there was precedent where a similar agreement was signed with Augusto Neto in Angola. And when Neto was under attack, when there was an uprising in the army, Neto asked Castro to use the Cuban in Angola, get permission from Castro, and they slaughter the opposition in a bloody way. That similar agreement was between Castro and Bishop. So that frightened Bernard Cour, and they get panic. Hence the reason why they had the joint leadership. From the time they organized this, they established the joint leadership, Bishop panic. And I say, anytime they panic, they do something stupid. And as Bishop panic, he sent rumors out to see Cour and his wife want to kill him. They arrest Bishop, put him under house arrest. When the masses release Maurice, Cour and them panic again. And as they panic, we experience an explosion on the foot, more devastating, more shattering than any other time in our history. Our history knew of no similar experience. Whenever they panic, they do something stupid. Now, baby Jesus, Honorable Deacon Mitchell, you see Maurice Bishop as a mentor. You want to follow the life of Maurice. You're excited over his lifestyle. You want to imitate him. And you are imitating him. That is why recently you fired that blank shot. That blank political shot you fire at the NNP, stating, hey, there is corruption. $150,000 was placed in the NNP account. Now, as a lawyer, you understand, you have a legal mind. You know, if there is any kind of indictment, and the NNP had done anything wrong, and there is an investigation, you know where you was going to come openly and talk about it. That will compromise the investigation. Because you know, there is no theft involved. The NNP had done nothing wrong by stealing anybody's money. If the NNP had stole any money, you was going to hand over the document to the DPP because you are prime minister. You are minister.
They call him best lawyer.
He's the best lawyer. He was going to hand over that to the DPP. Because from day one, all you say that you must jail somebody in NNP. So if you have evidence, document grandstand on the stage. Go to the DPP. If you have evidence that the NNP stole any money, document grandstand to satisfy your own selfish, narrow political agenda. Go to the police. But once you come on air, is to make political mileage and to try to do damage to the NNP. But we know the reason why. You want to engage in that diversion tactics. We understand. Because you panicking over the high cost of living. You panicking over a runaway inflation. You panicking over the unemployment situation in this country. You panicking over the internal wrangling in your party. You panicking because you know after you pay the little $60 million every year, you have to find another $100 million for the next 30-something years. You panicking because you know you take out the $5 on the pet or the gas tax, and you don't know how you're going to replace that kind of revenue. Last night, I was in conversation with some businessmen. And one said, KB, I used to pay $9,000 for my electricity bill. Now I have to pay $14,000. From $9,000 to $14,000. My young man said, hey, I used to buy a bottle of ketchup for $6. I go in the store, I go up by. Last time I bought it was $8, now it's $9. Next one say, hey, you know how much for a box of chicken wings now? $140. Mr. Honorable Dick, you understand the pain, you know? You understand the pain. You are aware. So diversionary tactics is important to you. You never talk about inflation. You will never talk about the high cost of living. You will never talk about the internal fight in your party. Never talk. The lack of revenue, how you're going to replace it. But you're on the passport issue. Let me tell you something. In every country, I haven't got no information. I haven't got to see the receipt. But I'll tell you, in every country, people always give donation to political party, nothing new. Politics is not for priest and pope.
Well, they get to.
Politics is not for priest and pope. And politics have its own kind of morality. Own kind of morality. People always give gift to political party. You understand? The good thing, you accuse the NNP. You accuse the NNP of accepting money on the account of St. George's South Constituency. Southeast or South Constituency. But when Tilo received it, he received his own personal account. Tillman received 50,000 US on his personal account.
When he was Prime Minister?
Exactly when he's Prime Minister. You didn't see nothing wrong with that. But you want to pong NNP for receiving money on the St. George's South Constituency. And Tillman received 60,000 US on his account.
And Tillman was on the radio talking about it.
I meet him in Grenville and I say, Tilo, you know you should make a jail for that money, you know. Why you allow this man to send money on your personal account? Why not the party account? Tillman say, KB, I did not remember the party bank account. I said, well, Tilo, you could have picked up the phone and call your treasurer and get it. When you put it on your account, that is your money. If you fall long and dead today, NDC could come and tell your wife, watch, we have $50,000 on Tilo account. We come for the money. No, that money going to your estate. That money will be shared between your wife and your children. Not NDC. So I say, Tilo, you should make a jail for that money. Because you always take the high moral ground.
Mm-hmm.
You always say, you is a soldier for Jesus Christ. You understand? Because you raise the bar so high.
Like Jesus Christ's twin brother.
You raise the bar so high. Joe Gilbert couldn't jump that bar. Kenrick Fullerton couldn't jump that bar. The Attorney General couldn't jump that bar. Church couldn't jump that bar. Nobody couldn't jump the bar.
Ali Gill couldn't jump
But when for you to jump the bar, Tilo, you take out the bar and you walk right through. You don't jump no bar. but you raise the bar for everybody to jump. See the NDC, we know, we are aware you're going to try that diversion tactics, but it ain't work. The same man you make it nice for, the Polish man wanting money. The amount of pressure they put on that poor man to go and invest money on a whole half-dead pig chicken farm in Montrose.
In Dega?
In Dega, the pressure in the man to spend the money in that whole half-dead chicken farm in Dega. In
So that's why they don't want to give him the passport?
So they decide now they go punish the old man. Punish the
man
Polish
damn passport.
Man pay for his passport. Anything one government do, the other government have to take responsibility.
Because they had the treasury receipt where the man pay.
Yeah, what my point is that
he said he had the treasury receipt.
if
So
the man
give
pay,
damn
give the
passport.
man money because he pay for his passport, because you, Mr. Deacon, will never stop selling passport.
You're an agent and you never tell people you
All the
one.
big noise you make it, why you don't stop selling passport, Honorable Deacon Mitchell? Why you don't say, all right, you see this passport thing, you have a taste of corruption in it. So I ain't selling passport again. From now on, NDC will stop selling passport. Why you don't say that? I challenge you, you could never say, you could never go on radio and say from now on, we stop selling passport. No. You won't do that.
And they listening, KB, so tell them.
You won't do that, Mr. Honorable Deacon. And you know a lot of NDC don't believe Mr. Deacon administration selling passport, you know. They describe it as CBI. That means people are so stupid, they don't know his passport is selling.
They think we're stupid.
They only talking about CBI, they ain't talking about selling passport.
Passport selling, whatever name you call it by.
So don't try to camouflage it and behave as though it's only NNP selling passport. You selling our patrimony too. So if you feel there is always, most likely there will be corruption by selling passport, well, Honorable Deacon Mitchell announce, come on radio, be bold, and say, watch, you see from today, we stop in sell Grenada passport. Well, you ain't doing that. You ain't doing that. You're calling the CBI. You go transform the economy.
By CBI.
By CBI. But you don't want to tell people it's the same thing as selling passport.
One kid me tell us they selling passport.
So you doing the same thing, and every government, every political party, those get little gift.
And he claiming victory for
those
CBI.
Get little gift. A man don't say, well, hey, you do me a favor. I want to make a contribution to non-profit organization. I want to give some charity. Or want to give back something to your political party. And some politician will say, me, I ain't collecting no money, you know. Send it to the party bank account if you want to contribute. Nothing wrong with that. In America, it's the same thing. All over the world, it's the same thing. Politics is not for priest and pope, and politics have its own kind of morality.
Baz, you tell them that?
Own kind of morality.
And you don't have permanent friends, neither permanent enemies.
You go on stage, you want to grandstand and behave as though.
So okay, be panic.
He panic. Same thing like Maurice Bishop. Anytime they panic, they doing something.
It's like most stupidness.
Anytime they
Real
panic is the
stupidness.
history. I give you the history of the revolution. Anytime they panic, they make magic pop. And he say, he following Maurice Bishop.
So
that's
panic.
He panicking. High cost of living. He panicking. High electricity bill. He panicking.
So KB.
Unemployment. He panicking. Confusion in the party. He panicking. He had to panic. You don't know where he replacing those revenue from.
So KB, he panic when he realized he can't give everybody work permanent.
No,
he panic
yeah.
when he realized it to focus on all it out, no parallel public service. As soon as get you a clip there, you know. As soon as
they get in power.
Yeah.
I had that one day. How is it?
What is important?
Look for the one we say about as soon as.
What
because that the things they panicking about, eh?
A very short one, right?
Yes.
And NDC government will put an end to contract workers in the public service as soon as it takes
Didn't
office.
ask for time.
No.
There is no need for a parallel.
As soon as
Give me the short one again.
The same one?
No, the short one.
Oh, you want the short?
Anytime they talk on, people understand what's going on.
All right, come on, look it.
Play the clip again. Play the 2 clips for me again, and the people here.
You're killing them today.
No, I don't kill knife facts.
And NDC government will put an end to contract workers in the public service as soon as it takes office.
Right.
There is no need for a parallel public service in Grenada. All workers will be given permanent status.
Give me. KB, so they panic.
Well, yes, what make them more panicking? What caused them to panic more? Deacon popularity dropping.
Yeah. Clifford, I hope you hear in Clifford.
The popularity going down, and NDC honeymoon just disappear.
So that is why KB, they don't want to really FM on the air.
No.
Because when we jam them with the issue about making the groundsman go, and they have people who used to give them financial support, part of it they had to call back the letters. And after that, now they calling the people and tell them, man, we talk to you, but you're going to tell people. Real stupidness.
Because you see, from the time
more stupidness.
From the time Mastercard.
Because you are one of them KB. We get a letter, and since the evening, he know he work show, you know.
Yeah, man.
Because I tell people, don't worry that my work show. Real stupidness.
You see, Mastercard.
So then when I blaming the PS, he's like, more stupidness. Give me that thing again. Give me that thing.
More stupid.
Yes. Yes, KB, they panic.
Yeah, they panic, and you see Mastercard.
And you don't help to it.
No, when you break down that $6 million, it shake all of them.
For faith, yeah, the thought was thing. But
when you bring that breakdown, they get quiet.
And that was money for poor people, children.
I say, well, once faith base could account for the money, what is the problem? Because whatever you inherit, good or bad, from the last government, you have to take responsibility. You're glad to get the $530 million you meet in the treasury. You're glad for it.
You're glad to get $10 million from Saudi Arabia.
You're glad to get all the mega project on stream. You're glad for it. You're glad to inherit peace and stability in this country. You're glad to inherit an economy that was the envy of other Caribbean countries.
Even Timothy Antoine was right here. Right here. Timothy Antoine was right here, and Timothy say, just like the Prime Minister saying, I could have the paper and all the money, but NNP, financial shrewdness,
yes, man,
enable you to able to talk about 60 million and he did the treasury and he can pay it. But already KB is at 62 million. Yes. And we don't talk about the 6% increase yet. So when they talk all this talk on them and they say they want to challenge about pension and who pay pension. And how the information about NNP start to pay pension?
And then why?
So you panic?
Because somebody was saying, why can't Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell allow someone else to talk about this $100 million? Why is he?
No, you want to grandstand. Let me tell you what happened. Let me tell you what happened, KB. And I don't speak from there was. He say there was a cabinet conclusion for 290, and I challenge you, Mr. Prime Minister, best liar. They say you're bright like bulb. I challenge you to present or give you acolyte the cabinet conclusion, because you just give him things. You just give him people names, all the ambassador on them. So give you acolyte the cabinet the conclusion, the 290 you're talking about. But it's so strange, KB. Yeah. He say there's a treasury receipt for 150. Yeah? So if there's a treasury receipt for 150, you acknowledging the man pay for the citizenship. Give the man the passport and stop jackassing the thing.
But what is alarming, he said, there is a cabinet conclusion we mentioned that the 290 million, 290
Million, yeah.
thousand,
thousand.
$290,000.
Yeah, 290,000.
150
and 140.
150 go into the treasury.
Yeah, because you see you have a treasury receipt
and
for
the
that.
next 150 must go to the party office. Now I say, look, man, except if all the NNP ministers get EBT. Or you could put that in a cabinet conclusion and say, well, take half in government money and give NNP party with it. I say, except NNP people will get EBT. That lie is so simple and so obvious. Even milk a dog in my yard know that is a lie.
Yeah.
If milk a dog in my yard know that is a lie. How could a government
how could a prime minister
in their own senses put in writing
the death warrant?
Yes, this man have to pay $290,000 US. Half must go into the treasury and half must go something like that.
The treasury receipt for 150,000 US is there. Why you don't giving him any passport?
Because he paid for it.
Why you don't giving him a passport? So if you say, if the discussion was as alleged about to help chicken farm and the man decided to help in chicken farm, must you punish him for not wanting to help in a chicken farm? And as we are the chicken farm, KB, I could speak to Mr. Tell us what you mash up the road up there with your heavy equipment and them. And with all this rain or falling KB, them people and them are living up, they crying out, they have to have two shoes to go out. One to take the mud and then one to put by the road. So Mr. Tell us what you mash up the road up there by bringing the equipment to do work for you. The people want you to fix the road. And KB have a vested interest in that road. You know? Because when I was in the corridors of power, unlike many,
yes,
I caused that road to be built.
Okay.
So I saw the need for that road for the people up there. But you mash it up.
He's responsible to fix it.
Go and fix the people road.
Yes.
So if the man, if as alleged, I have a discussion for some money to the chicken farm and don't walk out. Don't beat up on people and the NNP.
Don't punish the man.
Don't try to beat up on Mr. Cox when you fully well know it's nothing to do with Mr. Cox.
Cox will take the money.
Don't beat up on Dr. Kit Mitchell when you know there's nothing to do with Dr. Kit Mitchell. But KB, here we're going on. And you put it in its proper perspective. But I just want to add to its meaning. Here's what happened, KB. The crux of the matter. He called this rally, he said to speak about the state of the nation, KB. The state of the nation is in trouble. The state of the nation is panic. Because KB, we know the youth for change among them, as some label them the rebels. Because people say, not me, they drew it to my attention, they say, Master Carl, go back and watch the rally and watch who sit down by who.
Separate?
Yeah, watch where some sit down and watch when the lady ask a question not run, directed to run, and the prime minister tell somebody else who not in government to answer it. So then I realized it was not a government function. was a party function because every PR of the party could answer any question directly to a minister is a party function. And after KB, they say, watch when your political son say to something to another member for Youth for Change. And then he do himself in a kind of way so they didn't please. And then I have a good friend, KB, very, very good friend of mine, astute in politics. With Django, your political son, and Ran go by him and ask him for advice. One time of forming a political party. And my friend said to them, watch all you. Follow all you. I want them to challenge me, KB, for me to bring my friend to say it. Because the other time I want to say, we say anything. When you come here, tobacco well press. Tobacco well press.
I haven't heard from my political son for a
Gates, give me my snare.
Let me give you a snare. Got your snare here.
Yeah.
This is Urban Vibes.
You asking me what is wrong with Trinidad? You can't understand why things go on so bad. You find we so rich in human resources, and yet the country going to pieces. Well, let me tell you, my friend, where we went wrong. After Eric Williams' own car break down, we called in an air, we ordered an ex-car and installed a new driver. With 33 passengers from the party, we gave him a maxi taxi, fitted with my wheels, take deck, computer, air conditioned 8-cylinder. With posh new fittings, this maxi car arrived. Then it started to swerve and nosedive. It took a year for passengers to realize. They say the new driver
cannot drive.
Legal.
It's a good trial kind of thing. But critics won't leave us alone. And I tell you, I will stay on these bitter facts and inform many people till my nose bleed green. I just want to say something. I need to say something.
They can't.
KV. They can't. They are fire. They can't quench.
Yeah.
They can't order fire.
Yeah, that they can't. That's sealed.
Let me tell you something, KB. The Prime Minister said they have a treasury receipt of $150,000 for the man thing. Give the money passport or give back the money. So I listen how the man want back his money. Because you do give in passport so the man want back his funds. Give back the man money if you don't want to give him the passport. Secondly, every time our Prime Minister speaks about this, I'll put in a Jamaican balance. Anytime he speaks about the small people in the community, KB, he speaks with disdain. You hear in the clip when he speaks about sanitizing and things, how he try to make them feel so insignificant. So we've dealt with that. You have another issue that came up in the same clip, KB, because we dealt with the faith organization. We break down the figures for everybody. The money saying, but he call another set of figures, 16 million something for the CJs, like for the parliamentary offices. So I'm duty bong, KB. I'm duty bong. But before I go there, KB, I want to advise the Youth for Change. Don't play musical chairs. One Prime Minister at a time. Yes, we know two of your friends who you claim do the most work, don't get nothing. We know that. But could they trust them with anything? That is the question to be asked. Yeah, two of them I was in Youth for Change, KB, and they don't get nothing. And they're so shame. They balling with them more clothes and saying they don't want nothing. Lie! That's Real stupidness. Give me that.
I know you want it. Hold on. Look it.
Yes. Yes, they don't get nothing, so the youth for change vex. But youth for change, one prime minister at a time. Give him a chance. Are you telling us to give him time? All you want need to give him time. So as it is alleged, don't bring resignation letter all this. Wait. How they so say stand up there and feel the weight of the revo, KB?
Yeah.
Stand up there and take the weight of the revo. As school children alleged, don't bring resignation letter so early. Too early for that. And I hope it to focus on, I hope you don't join in this bringing resignation letter thing, you know. I don't know. Because you have to represent us, because you came to us and you get the mandate. So you have to give us value for money, because the Prime Minister keep talking about value for money. You don't start to work yet, you get $2,000. So you have to give value for that money. Yeah, KB. I spoke about the CJ issue and I break it down. And I need to break down the issue of CJs because I spoke about the faith.
Yeah.
Marlin Ferguson. Then get all your pen and paper out, KB, because we're doing some primary school maths again. Because I don't bright, eh?
I know.
Yeah, because I still have to go to my good friend Kyran Dikoto for some lesson in maths. Yeah, because I don't write in maths. It's only primary school on the block maths. I know. Like if you take out $100 and
kindergarten style.
Like KB, like if you take out $100 these days, as you take it out, it's done. Cost of living.
Mm-hmm.
Now what I know about maths, I don't write. So here goes. We had 15 constituencies in Grenada, Carrick, and Petit Matney, KB. Listen to me. The constituency offices was staffed in that way, KB. Because I want to break it down so the smallest child could get it in. One office manager, that one. So Marlin Ferguson and Anthony to and others. I need help here because we want to break it down. Then one office manager, KB, an assistant to the MP, like 2 persons. 2 field officers, that 4 KB. A youth officer, 5. A cleaner, 6. And an administrative assistant, 7 persons in the office. So Marilyn, I need you to write down. So 7 by 15. That's the amount of people that are working in the constituency office. Marilyn. So I will need that numbers, Marilyn. 7 by 15. Added to that, they had to pay rent for the building gates. Mm-hmm. Plus, they had to pay for water. Mm-hmm. They had to pay for telephone. Mm-hmm. They had to pay for electricity. Mm-hmm. They had to pay for internet. You had a cell phone. They had to pay for it. Plus gates, computers. Mm-hmm. They had to buy them. Mm-hmm. Plus furniture, desks, chairs, and other things. Mm-hmm. So to run a constituency office, get with all that giving day, Marlin Ferguson came up to $15,000 per office a month. So Marlin, we need to multiply 15,000 by 15. And then he say for 6 years, 72 months. So we have to multiply by 72 months. And Marlin should get 16,200,000. So the 16 million he talk about is school children maths, on the road maths. So when he say they give them that money, that people that to take care of what's going on, you pretending you don't know. You're so bright. You're so bright. Well, here goes. Marlin Ferguson, I ain't hearing you. Then, because I don't have time yet to go with my good friend Sprague Benz for class in maths because I don't go in maths. So I need help. Because the guy talk about the 16. So I don't know. Marilyn, talk to me now, Marilyn.
All the money are coming.
So the 16 point something million he talk about, they just give them people and them CJs And remember, CJs had to have their own administrative staff because he had administrative work to do. So the 16.2, and we don't talk about the ticketing for CJs. Anthony, to you on pause. So when the Prime Minister panic, because cost of living him holding by the eyeball.
Yeah, man.
So it was better we elect a phony Prime Minister.
One person says 16,200,000.
Yeah. Better we elect a phony Prime Minister.
A funny one?
Yeah, because he's saying he don't understand the simple thing on them, and we don't have to go in no Harvard and UTT and them to get this kind of figures. So the 16 million he mentioned in the clip gates, here he goes.
See, can get
16,200,000.
See a account he can give. So tell him challenge the figures. Because he well know the figures. Because CJ had a contract with government.
Yes.
They didn't just give CJ money, they had a signed contract. And he have, you know about force merger and how you terminate contracts. And you have to go through arbitration and so on. You know all about that. Because he's a bright liar. They say best liar in town. See, best liar since sliced bread. You must know that on them. And you must know, because you know only in town hall rally you could go. Because you cannot go in a news conference and have serious journalists questioning you on the stupidness you're making. Because it's real stupidness.
Yeah, man.
More stupidness, because you could only go in a friendly audience and talk this jackassness. You know you can't go nowhere else and talk that. You know you cannot go nowhere else and talk that. And every time this guy talk KB, check his track record. He fight against the Grenadian public for Grenland. Facts. He fight Calabash against workers. Fact. He fight breweries against workers. Fact.
SGU.
He lie for the Grenadian public and tell them he can 824 can and them say as soon as they come in government, they go make people permanent. Lie. Real stupidness. They tell Ali Imani and them they go make them permanent in Bonia. More stupidness. Now he catch up with you. Because Claudia too say the IMF won all you. So now you're talking about pension reform. But I had the clip. Gets line up the clip where he talk about you go borrow money to pay. So now the thing and you panic. Like Maurice Bishop and them, you panic. Keep Mitchell in so panic, you know, KB.
Everybody have the
Keep
same
Mitchell
thing.
to find solutions.
Yeah.
But these guys and them, they panic. And I want to talk about best prime minister. Best prime minister doesn't panic.
No.
Best prime minister doesn't panic. So when I come here, I could vex. I could see what I want. But that is a fire I can put out. No matter they go try. And I go stay on that big gates till my nose be green. Because I know what I say and I could back it up. So here it is. I deal with you on faith-based already and the 6 million.
Yeah.
I give all the people, all the children know how the money is spent.
That's the clip with he and the guy, right, where he talk about the stroke of the pen.
No. I'll get the clip for you.
Okay.
I gonna get the clip for you.
All right.
So when I come here, KB, I don't come here to play with them, KB. I do come here to play with them.
Why the maths always wrong?
I don't know.
But everybody must write online. Like
Yeah.
WhatsApp saying the same thing,
Same
the
thing.
YouTube saying the same
You
thing.
see, come. So
Mhm.
they think Grenadians stupid because they catch them by lying and say they go make them permanent and they go pay pension even though they have to borrow to pay.
So there is
So they feel Grenadians stupid.
so absolutely no corruption involved.
So because like KB, I tell you, Grenada is my constituency.
Yeah.
Real FM is my parliament and the people appoint me the spokesman. So I'm duty bound to discharge my responsibility and to give them facts. They could take that numbers to the bank. And those people was paid through the bank. So as Carly Shaw advised, if you want to do a forensic export, go in the bank.
Yes.
The money is going to people's account. You don't have to think. You're best liar. You come in and whoop. But you know, KB, only in a NDC function you could have contact that crap and brag it up. Only they. Because your friend in the band, woo, Don't hear the figures on them. Dispute that. What I want them to do, Gates, is to come and say these figures on them is not true and present figures contrary to those figures on them. Because I deal with faith and I deal with CJs now. And you're talking about
where the corruption is.
And you're talking about how a government is supposed to fight for its citizens, but you don't fighting for the CJ, those who used to work with CJ. They're not citizens. You don't fighting those who used to work in faith organization. They're not citizens. But you're saying how you have to fight for your citizens. And it's choker pain and so on with Gates. So we need to understand. And KB, you know, that is why KB put it in proper perspective. You panic, like how Morris panic. Yeah. If Morris in panic, you're not dead. As you say, he don't lay his life down. No. He panic. Man. That's why he brings school children and women as shield. If he didn't love the people in the middle and show that school children and women go home. But you're looking for sympathy because he panic. Just like how this prime minister panic.
When you panic, it's dangerous.
So he go in this meeting, you know, and he panic it.
Yeah.
So he start to spew unsubstantiated claims. You is bright liar. They say he's the best liar in Grenada and you're bright.
School
but you're making this kind of thing.
School children say Grenada is on the verge of bankruptcy. That's a comment from somebody on WhatsApp.
You understand what I'm saying? KB, so he try to buy some time.
Yeah.
Cost of living holding us by the eyeball.
Run a inflation.
Everybody know what electricity. Chicken price go. Ketchup price go. Basic food price go. People eating real chicken, their price go. These are the issues what make him panic, KB. Because he realize now the 60 million they talk about is not enough.
No.
But you should be grateful to the NNP for leaving that money there.
Yeah.
We're talking about NNP, this and that, and you're thinking your cabinet conclusion. Present it. Don't give me. Give your acolyte and your disciples and them. Like how I'll give them the names of the ambassadors and them. Give them. Let it go and put it out for people to know, so to dispute the facts here. I don't think, no, what they are accustomed to KB is like, they run them out for 9-10 years. And NNP don't never say nothing. So they feel NNP didn't have nothing to say. But I'll make the cardinal mistake. Now that file, I can put it out. I want that clip they get because I need to let the people know.
Topical and current issue affecting particularly public workers. But I want to make this point, that the issue of pension, the payment of pensions, and the payment of gratuity upon retirement is not an issue that is unique to public workers only. It is an issue that affects and will affect every Grenadian worker. And addressing the pension payment for public workers is only the beginning of the process of transforming the working lives of Grenadians to ensure that upon their retirement, they in fact have a pension or a gratuity or can benefit from a retirement savings plan. And so the National Democratic Congress should,
you hear the
and
pause?
when it forms the government,
yeah, that's when he
the
thinks.
public workers
lie.
The pension.
Stupidness, KB. You hear what he say? Even borrow to pay, but you have a clip now where he talked the other day. And he's saying how Gates they are to what they want the unions and others to speak on them and come together and pension thing. But let me tell you something, KB. The gentleman, you just have to listen the language you guys speak, KB, and you will understand what he means, you know. Because when he had that interview, and listen, KB, when he go in his town hall on them, they ask him baby questions and soft questions. And he look them straight in the face and mama guide them. And they clap and they ball, ooh.
They friend on them or
thing. But One time he had a discussion, KB, with an outlet from Tobago. And he said, we campaign on transformation, but it's not really transformation, it's restorative justice. And we've seen restorative justice because he give the teachers money, restorative justice. So he put a zip on the mouth zip, the hands on the lip. He give the ministers and them 2,000 because he don't want them to the pay is woefully inadequate and they have a lot of work to do and he want to guard against corruption. But even though you give them 7 million and they want to be corrupt, they go be corrupt, Mr. PM. So this thing about giving them money and aligning with corruption. Or are you telling us they will be corrupt so you preempt it? Either you telling us you know they go be corrupt, so let me give them that money. Or B, boy, I don't know. I don't trust these fellas and them. And these are the things, KB. I need to touch that point again, KB. Remember the last budget that presented by your good friend, who did present it by Mr. Gregory Bowen?
Yeah.
And you remember when the journalists and them rest the mic in front, this present Prime Minister, he called the budget an election budget. You remember that? He called the budget tokenism. You remember that?
Yeah.
Okay, budget coming up now. We want to see. But the tokenism election budget cause you to meet money in the treasury, KB.
Yeah, man.
So who fooling who? Who fooling who? Because the tokenism budget you talk about, the election budget you talk about the last time, it caused you to meet money in the treasury. I want to see. I want to see. I want to see.
They inherit a wealth of property.
And the whole thing, KB, about this 290,000. KB, when I tell you I challenge the man to even give acolyte on them because the chairman then at the cabinet, I could bring him on the radio. I could bring him on the radio. The chairman of the cabinet then when he alleged about the 290 million could come on the radio and dispute this utter nonsense. But KB, like I tell you, he went into a rally among his peers. Because only they could have gone and say that, you know. Because if he go in some news conference or cabinet brief, maybe Linda Stricker and them would ask him the hard question.
Hard question, yeah.
So he didn't want that.
Well, BBG.
Dr. Mitchell was the chairman of the cabinet at the time when Mr. Deacon Mitchell is alleging this conclusion thing. And Dr. Kit Mitchell could dispute that hands down. So when we come here and speak here, we don't come and just making noise and bluster here. We come with the facts. So I challenge him. You tell them longly, you have evidence. Because Ron said that in Carriacou a long time ago, people will go in jail.
Yes.
So, but what they believe, KB, and you could attest to that in the revolution now, the Al Kit Mitchell and Emmeline Pian and Cox are in jail.
Long.
Because they're just going to hold them and put them in jail, but that can't happen now.
Allegation alone is off.
So it's like real stupidness. More stupidness. When the Prime Minister could watch people straight in the face and tell them these things and which he know is not true. It's a sad state of affair. But KB, tell me why you panic.
Yes, that's it.
Because all the promises you make. When you are just in shopping the seaweed, sir, I want to know.
Yeah.
When you're starting to build, because you say every year you go build 500 houses for parish. When you're starting to build your houses.
When the weed legalizing.
When you're building them, swimming pool on them. And then you hear Ron saying how they go cut back the budget for Imanis and they go put Imanis under some training thing. So the Imanis, they are useless now. While you turn chop liver, the courier you call a because they get a vote already. So a lot of while go on the bread line come next year because the thing look bleak. and seeing that it'll bring in no moves or initiative to collect revenue, KB. And they promising all this pay. You go pay police from the 1995 pay and grade. You don't understand pay and grade, but you go pay police. You don't understand pay and grade. You have to understand pay and grade was an exercise. You have to understand government negotiating team then wrote to police and asked them if they satisfy, and police never respond. You don't know all that because they don't tell you that. They just tell you about pay and grade. The police didn't respond. Even the forestry officers in KB. They men working in the forest in Granny Town in 1995 after the pay and grade. They say what? The way you grade us, we don't find we getting enough money. But you don't understand that. You're the on political platform playing. Oh, we go address it. Well, they're waiting on you to address it. The police waiting on you to address the pay and grade because you just jump in the ring. As Kroko say, soon as I think I just put on a drum corner, I believe I was Calypsonian. Because you're bright. So you could use a man of words. You could use words and just tire people. So you tell the police, we go pay the pay and grade. But you don't understand what was the pay and grade. You don't understand what was illegal and how you could remedy it. Tell the police you understand that there's a situation with 1995 pay and grade, KB. And we go look forward and we go have some discussion to see how we could address it. As how the NNP addressed it by increasing allowances. So to say NNP didn't do nothing is lie. NNP addressed the situation in lieu of another pay and grade exercise, KB, by increasing allowances. You don't have to believe me. Ask Linford Cummings. Ask Randy Dick. And they will tell you. Don't believe Carl Caton. Linford Cummings is a police still. Randy Dick then Angular could give her your number. Call them and ask them, don't let men what are 2 more years to go in the work and looking for position before they go, tie you up. And they're going to make this bold pronouncement. You go address pay and grade. Well, address it. Because they're waiting on you. Because you address the one with teachers. And KB, you know the ruling, come on, the judge write the ruling, why the woman not bring the matter to court about it, don't go into work. You have a ruling out now and have a copy, you know, I can deal with it one of these days.
Yeah.
So you come in and you're tack. Because you're singing nice. But like I tell them, KB, when the serpent is talking to Eve, he talk nice. He say, you shall not surely die. Yeah. You will come like the person. Same thing you're doing the people and them now. And you realize you get caught with your pants down, you're trying to come with some flimsy, fly-by-night, far-fetched.
Diversion tactics.
Yeah. At least you try. At least you try.
But that is blank shot, boy. Nobody getting shot.
You have all that evidence, all that damning evidence. You don't go into the DPP. The DPP must call him and ask him, why are you holding up justice? The DPP, call him and ask him, why are you holding up justice? If you have this information, why are you not passing it on? You're looking for, but only one of your friends you could have gone tag that thing. So you make all this pronouncement about pension. Now you're jackassing because you realize you passed 60 million now. It's 62 already going. Then you're telling some people they don't must apply now. Take the time. Then you're telling some police that they didn't retire, they resigned. But the lawyers and them they collecting it to bring a matter to court. So we go hear about that one again. You don't telling people about that. But you only boasting about you go pay pension. You tell them you go try to pay the retroactive because NNP leave some money in the treasury. That's what you have to tell them. So all your acolytes tell them are saying pension go pay and pension this and pension that. What I want to know, from what month are you starting to pay pension? Because they say I saying about retroactive is not pension. Retroactive is more like restorative justice. You gain something. Pension is a continuation of payment. So, Mr. Prime Minister, simple question. You don't have because you're bright and I don't. When you're starting to pay pension, don't go and give no spin and bull and now you're talking about payment plan and what? The pension reform. When Dr. Keith Mitchell was talking about pension reform, I laugh at him. You have one going on like mass and two by home. and they on Lord Hill are saying we want free money and Jude, where you? Where you? You don't talking now. The pension not a issue now. It's not a, the pension has not been a constitutional issue now. Because when Jimmy, the letterhead one, you want to use government letterhead for your own purposes? When you're talking about, don't go and talk to Dr. Mitchell because it's a constitutional matter. Why the union? Brian Grimes, why you must go and talk to him now? The matter is not a constitutional matter again with pension. And I are jumping up and down and so on. So you're saying election budget. And you call it tokenism, but the tokenism election budget cause you to come and borrow, woo, the treasury full of money. And you're talking about governance. They don't have nothing on the NNP as relates to governance, KB. So they don't have nothing on the NNP, So you hear the little things that they're trying to attach to the NNP? Faith-based. Contract with government. They provide services. They could break down how the money is spent. CJs. They could break down how the money is spent. Which one are you coming with next?
Passport.
No, you talk about some concrete works, and I go deal with that one soon too. I just deal with them, I just chipping at it piece by piece because I want the people to understand. I don't want to give them all one time, KB.
Somebody say Jude sleeping.
So somebody call Jude for me.
Jude sleeping, but
you don't go to like Masanto now, Jude. You don't keep in vigil again because you're more tight. Watch. And then KB, and then price so low. You don't see 1 point something how much million they buy out Jude and them for? What they pay teachers ego? Pass me my snake.
Let me give you.
They're panicking, man.
Let me give you thing. Bye.
This is Urban Vibe.
You asking me what is wrong with Trinidad? You can't understand why things go on so bad. You find we so rich in human resources, and yet the country going to pieces. Well, let me tell you, my friend, where we went wrong. After Eric Williams' old car breakdown, we called in an AR, we ordered an X-car, and installed a new driver. With 33 passengers from the party, we gave him a maxi taxi, fitted with my wheels, tape deck, computer, air conditioned 8-cylinder. With much new fittings, this maxi car arrived. Then it started to swerve and nosedive. It took a year for passengers to realize. They say the new driver
cannot drive.
So Jude, $1.2 million was your price? Because they paid the money to the teachers anyway. 1.2 million paid to 1,721 affected public workers. So Jude, that was your price? Not even the faith-based price? Okay, because faith, they say faith organization was 6 million. They say CJ's was 16, but Jude was 1.2.
A strange person just messaged me. Afternoon, I worked for 1 month. I reached in September up to now. I don't get paid. I don't know the person. A strange number.
KB, so they beating up only 16 million for CJs. Or is it working in constituency offices? We break down the 16 million.
Money accounted for.
Yeah, with them primary school money.
Yeah.
Although I have to go and sharpen up on my math skills. So Mr. Dikoto, Sprague Benz, I need to take some classes from you on maths because I need to sharpen up my skill. We break down the faith organization 6 million. So I'll them break down the 1.2. Jude and them get. because they say one of the second thing they claim victory, 1.2 million was paid to
Teachers.
1,721 teachers. But you have a ruling from the court. And I'll go through the ruling, and maybe by Wednesday, Thursday, in next program, we go discuss the ruling and the points the judge gives. So that thing they interpret, because if a judge saying you shouldn't get paid and then you pay Jude and them. So that was hush amount money, maybe, I don't know, it could be. Because you are hearing Jude and them since that. Jude are hearing because salary negotiations are also going. And Jude, they still giving teachers contract, Jude. Those with maths getting 2 years. And those without maths getting 1 year KB. Jude, I don't hear you. Because you're the vocal, you know. They are on Lord Hill and saying NMP must go, Jude. You're there and people place light in Masanto in the night. Where you? According to the in the words of the opposition leader KB. Jude, where you the day? I ain't hearing you, Jude.
Somebody say Jude price the less.
So Jude was your price was just 1.2 million. Well, Jude.
Yeah, 1.2.
You see, it comes back down again, KB. Understand this and know this, KB. The house slave and the field slave, the house Negro and the field Negroes. All are we talking about colonialism and this, and we don't want to be royal this, and we don't want to be under the queen, but we still have the house slave, field slave mentality, KB. The house Negro, field Negro. Because Willie Lynch say publicly, KB, he will take them fellas and them, this melanin fellas and them, 400 years to read themselves out of this thing. And when you have fellas like Jude and them around, we in problem. KB, we in problem. We in problem, KB.
We opening the phone lines now?
Yes.
The number to call?
442-0175. You could call me on the WhatsApp and you could call me on the landline. And we have one already. We lost it. All right, so the number, the line is open now, 442-0175.
Call and ventilate your program. You know, Master Carl, why is it?
We have the first one. Hello.
New driver cannot drive. Hear me?
Hey, what happening? Hey, man.
Thank you all more. Are you preaching?
Yeah, man.
I always have an audience listening to you because the new driver cannot drive. I remember that song when I was in Trinidad in 1986. Robinson win PRM. I hope take 4 months to recognize Trinidad take 1 year to realize but it will take 4 months.
He signal bad.
Signal bad.
Yeah, he signal bad. He signal bad. All right. We get the point. Phone lines are still open.
Yeah.
Spawn.
Hello.
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 Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon. How you doing, Chief?
I want to for the time being.
All right.
I heard Mr. Carl tell me to listen, so I was doing that and listening to him.
You glue your ears to the radio?
Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah. Your funny voice low, Igwe, so you're good?
Huh?
You're good?
Yeah, for the time being, I'm good for the time being.
Okay, brother.
Yeah, I want to support you all when you said that.
You want to, Clifford?
Don't want
I don't support you, don't want to.
Okay, I am supporting you. When you said that if the LMP was to do a thing as that, as to allow a check to come to you, you have to take out yours and send back the other people on to them that way. I'm supporting to that. Something has to be wrong with all of them head inside there. And I don't believe there's something wrong with all of their head. I don't believe that. I mean, but this thing is still worrying me. The remarks that the Prime Minister make inside there, and how we're dealing with this thing, is really a sickening thing, and I'm hoping that they get to the bottom of those things, because they definitely is not good news and nice news to hear. So let us hope that they will understand that. Is it tomorrow? Is the budget day? Or is the Prime Minister said something about the 7th? Is it 7 tomorrow?
I can't see. I don't really know. I could find out for you, but off the top of my head, I can't see.
He did spoke about the budget, but
I think something was. I think some dates was given, but
yeah, he did
I can't see
the 7th.
X,
But
Y,
I don't know
and
if
Z.
it's the 7th of December or the 7th of
It's more likely December, man. That'll be. Yeah.
well, okay for the time being.
All right, take care.
All right.
It's like I hope they don't play in the field fast. Alas.
Hello.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Are you this afternoon?
We okay? What's about you?
I'm fine, pretty fine too. All you as big people. NDC win election, not NNP win election. All you should go out long.
What you talking about?
Like not all you are win.
That's your opinion.
What you talking
What
about?
I say, stupidness for big people.
We are citizens of the state.
I'm going to tell you little okra
and we have a right to speak.
He gets it. That is all right. I just don't want them to cause. That is all I
Go and sell you okra as your customer.
He get it. That is all right.
Go and get quiet. You don't say nothing, Bonnet.
What Bonnet have to call and say what we saying, what is not true, or what is stupid, because we playing the clips. What is stupidness? We playing them clips on them. So so and you know who say what they say. Hello. But I'm glad when they're doing that because people
Hello. Go right ahead.
Carl. Good evening.
Good evening.
KB, good evening, and your host there, everybody, good evening.
Good evening.
Right. One thing I want to advise, when you open the phone lines to take calls, minimize your comments so that the callers would come in frequently, and you will make your comments after. Thank you very much. But I have one point. I heard you mention about the CJ's thing, $16.2 million. But you calculate all the office, the people in the office, but you didn't even mention yet the toiletries, the ink for the computers. You didn't mention all that because that costs money too.
Yeah. Thank you.
I just advising you a little bit on that.
Well, thanks for that advice, man. You're on point.
You're right. I heard the Prime Minister of our country, the Honorable Dickon Mitchell, he spoke about $34 million was spent in road work and other stuff in the parish. Listen me carefully. In the parish of St. George's only. The works in Lagoon Road is a lot of $1 million to bring it where it is. That is one concrete structure that takes over 16 or 17 million dollars to
the
get
show
done.
is in Lagoon or River Road?
River Road. Thank you for the correction. River Road. Yeah. I don't want to go into much detail, but St. George's has 5 constituencies.
But Mount Kuma is in St. George's too?
Thank you very kindly. And a lot of work, a lot of money was spent to rehabilitate that road and bridge and walls there and drains. Now, I think Mr. Dickon Mitchell, the Honorable Prime Minister of Grenada, as they call him, Godson, his intelligence does not afford him the common sense to know that he have 5 constituency offices and in St. George's, and 5 constituency will have breakdown of monies for concrete or structure.
Yeah, for works in their constituency.
For work in the constituency, that's correct. Now, I am saying that to say, education is not common sense. And common sense alone should tell you if $34 million is spent in St. George, in the parish of St. George's alone,
They're not a lot of money.
divide it by 5.
That's not a lot of money.
Come on. we don't do in ABC school again. We forget ABC school now. We in primary school. And then we go into secondary school. Then we go into college. That is why we have to learn properly. And these are the things that you must tell the nation. Don't go and spit in Jude's mouth and tell him swallow that. And he can't speak again for $1.2 million. I know that. These are things that you have to tell the people, hey, the monies we meet in the treasury, the balances could pay salary at the end of the month. You have an election on the 23rd. You could able to pay salaries month end. It's not your money. It's not your money, Mr. Prime Minister. It's the people money. And the people put monies in the coffers of the treasury so that people could get paid. And be careful with your statement, Mr. Prime Minister, Mr. Dickon Mitchell. Be careful with what you're telling people in your town hall meeting. We are not no stupidity, and we're listening to you carefully. You make one blunder by telling poor people, children, we're going to make you we're going to regularize you. The same poor people, children, you start firing. You start sending home one by one. You're closing on, now you're telling them you have to cut back on the Imani program. Who fooling who? Who fooling who?
And when we say that, they say stupidness.
Well, don't worry. They're going to understand stupidness. You go on the radio and you talk about a constituency office receive $140,000 US. And you have the bill. Well, somebody must be sleeping on the head.
But the part out asking money for the chicken farm, you don't say that.
Anyhow, I'm making this point just to show that people listen to him, people taping him, people taking note of what he's saying. You're not telling people what is your plan to achieve, how you could develop programs to employ people. That is what Grenada want to hear. Not come in and say the corruption about the faith organization, the CJ's organization, and some stupidness about Constituency was spent $34 million in concrete projects and so forth. We don't want to hear that. The evidence is there to show how much constituency the 34 million has divided up into 5 constituencies. And you're going on the radio. Well, in fact, them people he had in the audience, there was Ebonify. And you're not even making your Minister of Agriculture answer a question. Everywhere you're going, nobody can answer no question. They can't do what they cannot do. Well, I don't know. He is the main man. He is the brightest man. And he's a lawyer. So them fellas don't have no say. But the division has started already, and I know. If you cannot let your ministers answer questions when it comes to their portfolio, then you have to be governing all the ministries in this country. And that is what is going to create problem. This is where you are not an island. You are only one person. And according to a gentleman and a host and Bob Report, he said he wants to see all the evidence in respect to what he's claiming. Stop playing politics and trying to shy away from the real issue of Grenada. The real issue of Grenada is the people that you send home and the people that is on the breadline and the people that want to work. That is the real issue. How you're going to create an avenue to give people work after you send them home. You cut the bushing program by two fortnights, and you're going to tell them you go build bathroom and toilet in self-help.
Bushing in the place. The place full of
come
bush
on, man. These things don't rain again. People want to. What cost of living has risen. People want bread and butter on the table, and that is what people want to know. Where is the next meal coming from?
So far as you care about a lot of things.
Exactly. And where the next meal coming from? You're not telling the Grenadian people that. They voted for you. randomly in the last 2 weeks before election, they turn against the NNP because they believe your promises. No, you saying you're going to pay pension. Gratuity is not pension, Mr. Deacon. Gratuity is gratuity. Pension is pension. Gratuity is a one-off payment.
Retroactive is one-off. Retroactive.
Exactly. That yes. You boasting how you will pay it and the month and people go happy for the Christmas. After that is the pension. How are you prepared to deal with it? You're calling on the union now to negotiate and put something together. You can't even regularize one person in the service, and you come in and talk about Tonga. You have a minister in government that you get fed up with already. Too much check bin bongs.
It is alleged that the check bin bong.
Yes, yeah, well, you don't bong check, but
it is alleged. It is alleged.
Yes.
You have certain way you have to be careful of what you say.
Yeah.
It is alleged.
That checks bin bong.
Yes.
But you don't call him. The good thing you don't call him.
No, I don't call him no name. You know? And you're asking GDB to give him a loan to cover up. No, GDB is not for that.
The same GDB they beat up on. The same GDB they beat up on for contract workers.
Exactly. GDB is to help poor people to develop themselves. That is what it's meant for. Grenada, you hearing him? Grenada Development Bank. Poor people have to benefit from that. Not a rich man. Not a rich man. These are the issues you have to address, Mr. Prime Minister. These are the issues. These are the things we need to know. Where the country going? Grenadians is scrutinizing you. You have a team of inexperienced politicians there. You have to take them, hold them by the hand and pull them and tell them what to say. They cannot go on an interview by themselves. They talk about October 19th will be a holiday. You come and you answer the question. We didn't make that pronouncement yet. Come on, Mr. Prime Minister. Who fooling who?
And a guy say next year will be a holiday.
Well, they say that.
It didn't tape. We have it on files.
Exactly.
Because we taking notes like Floyd with Mayweather.
Well, I heard him with the interview live, telling people come October 19th will be a holiday. They don't say October 19th and the 25th, you know. They can't say that. They can remove the 25th, you know.
They go say something about NNP and the holiday next time. You go here, trust me.
Exactly. You want to portray Morris Bishop. Morris Bishop was a motivator. He used to motivate people to talk, to get people do exactly what is meant to be done in this country. You cannot motivate people. You cannot call on people and tell them come and let me go and clean up the road, this side of the road. No, people want money when they go there. You cannot motivate them. Mr. Prime Minister, please stop it and tell the people the truth.
All right, caller.
Thank you very much.
Right. But KB, what is very interesting, and I need to make that point, KB. Now, Parliament is the people's business. Just 1 second, caller. Parliament is the house of the people's business. You have all this information as you claim about corruption. The people you claiming who are corrupt is sitting opposite to you in Parliament. You don't make a note of it. And Parliament, you have certain parliamentary privilege.
Yes.
The people and them say no corrupt. Watch them across there and say that. But no, you don't have the balls to do that. You go among your friends and you just say all kind of things. Good afternoon, caller.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, KB and Masaka.
How you doing?
Kami.
Yes.
A lot of pig getting hit this evening.
Well, watch the boy.
Plum.
I say I didn't call him, but when I listen, well, it's real fire, Rastafari, real fire. And before I go, good afternoon to everybody who's listening home and abroad. Wonderful program this afternoon. Food for thought. And this last caller, congratulations, sir.
Yeah, man.
He
was good.
Yes. The Prime Minister, as he said, we should be focusing on what you're going to do for the people of this country. You understand? Because a lot of people going home, a lot of people didn't have money to buy food, you understand? And other things. And you focusing on something else. You're talking about how much money that's spending on the road. You don't see where the money go. People must call Kit Mitchell name, you know. They must call Claudius Mitchell name in Grenada. Not on road people. And I want more people to come out and speak. Like this last man that called. And as me still putting a little piece. Come out, Grenadians. You are suffering those 34 persons to throw it down. Speak out because you're feeling the pain. I know of businessmen in town that tell me things bad with them. The business collapsing greed by greed. I mean, come on, blog one figure selling. And I know when I have one bunch of blog or two bunch of things, that sell out. And he could sell me in 3 days now. 3 days, you know, I have to give away the 2 hands. Come on. I don't care what you are saying. When Keith Claudius Mitchell was taking care of business in Grenada, and also we paint already. People get a little work to do. What's bush on the road? Bush.
Real bush.
Real bush. I called the other day and man cussing me.
He could easily hide the Chinese army.
People coming up to me and point up their finger in the face and cussing me with Keith Mitchell. Because they tell me I'm talking too much. I have to talk. As the man says, Bishop is to motivate people to speak. That's why I'm speaking. Grenadians, something wrong. You understand? And as you say, one of the callers said earlier on Massacre, if he had journalists to ask some hardball at him, he won't go there. That's why you have in this meeting inside. Because if he, like the lady from Guam and their mothers, they'd ask him a lot of hard questions. He might tell them, don't go there.
Don't go there.
Don't go there. Because all you want to keep Claudius Mitchell alone, you know. All you want to leave him alone. That's all right. He will take licks, all you give him licks. That's all right. But the Grenada, the man, the Grenada people, stupid people want money. Why you would ask you to come and help to build toilets? Under the NSP government had a thing going on building toilets. Can you used to get paid?
Work brigade.
The work brigade and they give you certain amount of voluntary work and they give you work where they're getting something to go home to buy food. You want food on the table? Why do you think what people want in Grenada? Food. They want food on the table. That's the crowd. That's the tribe who's listening and they are not listening. The Grenadian people want food on the table. All the ministers who listening now. Because they always tune in and Mr. Massacre. I told you a few weeks ago, they want to shut down the radio station on the phone thinking, you don't trust them Negroes and them as me out here. That is something they're planning because you know what they say, we're talking too much. But the most high.
All right, comes.
Yes, have a good evening, Grenada.
All right,
the most high,
Yes,
Almighty
man.
God
Yes, man.
is in charge.
Yes, man.
KB, every Sunday, they must listen.
Oh, yes.
And then be vexed.
Yeah,
I like that.
We're stepping on the toes. Take the call. Hello.
Good afternoon, KB. Champion KB.
Good
and
afternoon.
Master everybody else.
Good afternoon. How are you doing?
I'm all right. Listen, I have 2 questions. One is, why is it that the RN midwife getting approximately $2,400 and the RN alone that comes from SU getting $3,000? I want to know why that is happening, because you see, that could create a void in the Ministry of Health, because people will just go away and get fed up and, hey, say, man, look, them just come as RN midwife day long, and I'm getting $2,400 and then getting $3,000. That is not fair. And they could leave, and that could be a problem for us. So I want you to check that out for me, please.
Okay,
Another thing is, the Prime Minister said the tourism would not be a priority in his government for the next 5 years. So I wonder now, what is the priority?
Passport
So I want you to do some
selling.
research on that one, please.
Passport selling.
And making people
All right.
go.
Passport
Reducing the public
Thank you.
service.
Yeah,
All right,
okay.
take it.
KB,
Right.
they must call.
Yeah.
They must listen on Sunday
That program
and be
affecting them.
vexed.
That program.
But what
affecting
I'm
them.
saying, if the Prime Minister have information or evidence as he claimed,
Go to the
there was a
people.
sitting of Parliament, why you do eyeball
Yes.
the NNP and say, look what all you do. You hiding behind the cloak of your friends.
Yes.
and making this flimsy thing. And in parliament, you have parliamentary privileges to say certain things. But you don't address any day. You go in the trade center among your friends and talk a set of crap and jackassness. And some of them call us, some of them listening. But I don't blame in all, I don't know. It's damn don't know. But when the Prime Minister went for the supplementary appropriation bill to finance the Ministry of Victimization, Mobilization, you see the monies to pay for the project, but no, you don't see him. This guy.
But how could he, Master Carl, don't see the River Road project? How could he don't see Mount Kuma project?
All the
How
project
could
in
he not
Gregory
see
Bowen
that
Constituency.
project behind the airport going right down to Sandals? How could he don't see the asphalt plant that being assembled now to surface the new international airport? How come he can't see where he is?
Well, somebody just tell me school children say the amount of goods a certain farm bringing in St. George's because he removed the cap on the freight thing. They laughing, they loving themselves.
But what is important last
Not
night?
getting back what they want.
We was discussing that freight things by Daigo last night. And one businessman say, is only the business people getting profit out of that.
Man, them stock up right now.
Ordinary man
All phone going off.
don't get nothing. Don't receive no benefit.
Okay,
Is in the freight
when the Prime Minister talk about refusing freight, he said he calling on the businessmen to have a conscience to pass it on to the Domos.
No, they don't pass it
And
on.
we say that on Real FM, KB.
No, the business don't pass
We
it
say that long on Real FM, they won't pass it on.
No.
It's profit.
Now is the time to make money.
Man, them stocking up.
They're stocking up because they don't know when
Let's
to
take the call.
Yeah, we have a couple of them. Hello.
Hey, good afternoon, and good afternoon, Mr. Carl.
How you doing?
Good afternoon, Chief. How you doing?
Great afternoon, KB.
How is your constituency going? Why?
The Prime Minister spoke about $34 million was spent in the parish of St. George. When you divide that, that's almost about $7 million for each and every parish.
They're not plenty.
Each and every parish, almost $7 million. And among them, people could see the work that is taking place in the parish of St. George. A lot of development. And what he complaining about when development come to the country. He complained about it. And every grain is benefiting from that money that is spent within the parish of St. George. And I remember when NMP was in government, they used to say NMP is because of the high cost of what they said. When they come in, they go bring down the cost of living. But what we've seen the opposite. The cost of living going up every day, going up. You pass in the shop today and you buy something. Tomorrow you go, it's a different price. Right? A different price. And what if I have with another community? I remember during the COVID, people lost their job in the private sector. Hotel send home people. And even somebody paid out sent home. The government gave them they get some money from government. What do you call the money government give them to help them to develop education. Right? So NMP is a government that always helping people. And they said if one kick will not share for some and some get left. They will share the kick equally. Not equal, but make sure everybody gets some.
Even these crumbs.
For the time NMP was in the government, every day, talking about the government. What we need to about them, all of you NMP should continue to perform and do what the people going to carry elect them to do, to bring benefit and development for Greater Caribbean Peter Martin. And we have a leader that could have drive, could have stayed. And if the leader one day he leave and go away, you have other drivers that could hold the mantle and to drive the car effective and the right way. So I have a blessing.
But I know I'd vex them today, no KB.
Yeah.
Give me.
The vex.
Give me I'd vex them today.
Yeah, let me show you how vex them. Let me show you how vex them. Look it, eh?
That vex them, KB.
It is strange. Every time. Have a call? Take it, call, please.
Hello.
Hello, afternoon.
KB,
hello.
I just called back. Somebody tell me on Friday they give you a letter and send you home. I don't know, Chuchi, because there are a lot of false rumors going around to it.
That is history.
So what I'm saying is, even if they send you home, you go eat and drink.
The old news
I
come.
call me the old
Okay,
news.
okay.
Yeah.
That happened a long time ago.
I do wanna go there.
Okay.
That don't change the price of cocoa.
Yes, well,
That can silence. That cannot silence me.
Tell them one bullet is not enough to hold on KB.
Yes, it's so sad to see what is going on in our country. I just so bright, like some of these people who's liars and who have big work there, and like you all on the program there, they're so bright. But as they say, come and says make people.
And come here, I don't work for them to take.
Yes, and I don't live. I live in Grenada. I'm not speaking. I live in Grenada.
I don't letter to get.
I feel in the pinch in this country, and I mean, people must not afraid. You don't have to afraid to speak. Look how much people are they sending home, and you think the thing that is bothering me, Mr. Carl. Allow me. I won't be long.
Go ahead.
But what is bothering me? You tell people that you will not send them home, and you're fighting for the people in this country, and so much of people go home. I think you rather leave the people there, put them somewhere. If you don't want them to be the secretary in the Ministry of Finance and in works, you put them somewhere that they make the dollar. They think you have a conscience. And how Grenadians could be siding with that? They're still calling the radio and want to disrespect people. Dr. Mitchell was blessed. He just knows things. He's not perfect. He make mistakes, yes. But he knows how to spin $1 to make money, That man had a magic stick for this country. This man knows. People know what they're talking about. I can't able to use big words, but people know what I'm talking about.
We understand.
And a time as now, Master Carl, November, where people had to get a little curtains and buy the food. He had more than one gangs outside. That is my point today. That is my point. A lot of people will be out cleaning this, just in the road work, to make up their little money to one shop for the Christmas. Again, the Christmas already. All you have a blessed day.
Take care, Oliver.
KB, what we dealing with, and the guy panic, eh?
Yeah.
So what we dealing with, a pack of cards here with one jack. On Match East and some jokers. So when you are jokers can do nothing.
I know.
You see, when you open a pack of cards, you have to show the jokers.
You have to show them. They don't go.
Hell stupid.
Yeah, the number to call 442-0.
We are one there?
No, not
0175.
Yeah, KB. Now, when the Prime Minister had that discussion down in the Trade Center, it was advertised as the state of the nation.
Okay.
But we realize now he panic. And because his facts is unsubstantiated, he couldn't even go in Parliament and talk about it. Yeah. So he used a friendly forum to spew this thing, because everybody there would have just lap it up.
Yeah.
But we on Real FM continue to strip it down to the atom.
Yeah, man. Nicole?
Yeah, we do.
Hello? You good?
And we go continue to do so, KB.
Nicole, you can repeat.
Because the thing about it is, KB, they can't give me no letter to make me go. KB, we don't afraid them.
No, but nobody can silence KB.
KB, they don't know you've been
there.
They don't know that you're from Cindy Foundation or the thing.
I'm battle tested. Hello. Good afternoon. Welcome to the program.
Mr. Carl.
Hi.
Hi. Tell me what time they starting to pay from. It is 19 what? That is what I want to hear.
Well, in 1958 laws, once you reach to it, it means that once you been appointed to a pensionable position in the public service, you're entitled to pension and gratuity. So and then you have qualifying years, like the police, once from inspector down 20 years. If you pass the rank of inspector, 26 and a third. So once you make it, and the thing is not about how you leave the work if you resign or retire. And once you qualify by making the requisite service, and we need to make people understand, because you see, I did a presentation on pension, KB. on the last time I was here, and I would go over it again because we're here to give information. It's nothing about calculator.
Yes.
It's not about likes and how much people watch the program. They're not my business. My business is to give factual information to the people. And I will continue to do so, despite what challenges. So even though they try to damage this medium cable, we will find a way to communicate with the people, because we're the people's spokesman. They appoint us so because Grenada is our constituency. Real FM is our parliament. Let's take any calls that come in this.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Well, give them fire in the wire. Oh, yo, ay, ay, ay. Give them fire in the wire. Oh, yo, ay, ay, ay.
All right, caller.
Amen.
Thank you.
Bless you.
Right.
Bless.
At least he made his contribution.
Yeah, man. Short and sweet.
Yes, Catherine. Qualify.
Take the call.
Hello.
Master Carl, you are back too. They have to give the police money. They owe the police some money.
They promised to pay the money from the 1995 pay and grade, but they didn't understand what pay and grade was about. So some among them who looking for work, tell them about pay and grade so they're going to talk about it.
Well, the police is people that need the money, Because
they need the money and they need the money now.
Yeah, they want the money now. So pay the police, the police listening. And this is people that have to protect you. The police. So you have to pay them.
And you have to pay them because they don't talk a lot about corruption, so we have to pay them so they won't be corrupt.
The police, come on. I believe they must get the money because, they have to protect you and protect us. And we calling on them all the time as we, So you have to pay them. Give them the money. Yeah, Mr. Martin, wherever he is, good afternoon, sir. I'm sitting in my bar and they're listening.
All right,
have a blessed day. I'm listening. You. Right, you need to run for it later.
Sorry, later.
That's the number to call, 442-0175.
Hello.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, KB.
Hello.
Remember, boy, basic battle skills. Fighting for power is nice. Getting into power is even sweeter.
Oh boy, it's
but
difficult.
You have a quota.
Yes.
Maintaining power is quota.
Yes, to hold on to power is the most difficult thing.
Yeah.
Holding on to it.
Let me tell you. We had a fundraising drive last night in Junction by about 19 people, yes?
In Tivoli?
Yes.
But people don't have money.
I did bought a soup for $5. So
you did?
Yeah, I was sitting by Daigo and they bought two. Oh, one for me, one for Honorable Roland Bola. Not Honorable Roland Bola, not a minister again. Mr. Bola was there, so I bought one for $5 and Rola bought one for somebody.
I'm watching after Tessa come and go. See nobody again?
No, it was an embarrassment.
Anyway, you guys have a nice evening.
All right, take care, guys. People are alert and sharp. They're watching everything.
You're watching when you're thinking. They're not
Master
watching.
Carl, why is it? Every time the NDC take power, they always plan to jail somebody. And most time they spend the whole 5 years trying to unearth evidence to jail somebody. And when time really reach them, they're saying they don't have enough time, so they want another 5 years. Go take the call.
Good day.
Good day, David.
How are you doing?
Good afternoon, fellas.
Good man.
What is going ahead there now, that's not new for the NDC, because you remember 2008-9, they brought in some forensic scientists here with the same stupidness they get now with they now. When they was talking about you remember the word smoking gun?
Yes.
Right. So that is the same thing going on again. So I just show that out, to when you see things who are going ahead. All right?
Yeah, man.
All right. Have a good day.
Yeah. You see, what happened in 2008, They spent the whole 5 years trying to jail Kit Mitchell and Gregory Boyd. At the end of the 5 years, they realized they did not get anything done. They asked the people to give them another 5 years because they say 5 years was too short, not enough. You're wasting your 5 years trying to jail people instead of serving the people and building the country. You made that mistake the last time you were in power in 2008. You're in power today. You should be focusing on building and uniting this country. You're spending all your time trying to jail somebody. At the end of the 5 years, you're going to come and ask us for another 5 years because you don't have time to do nothing much. But look, you're wasting your time. You should spend time educating and organizing and asking people to produce, asking people for new ideas, building factories. You always say, and then people don't build no factory, but yet still you don't tell us when you will start building the first factory. You always say NNP wasting time with tourism. Okay, you want to build agriculture, but you yourself don't go in and plant a peas tree. You don't want your children to go in the land. You don't want your children to pick up nutmeg. You don't want your children to get involved in working land, but you want to build agriculture.
Okay, but let me tell you something about agriculture and building. We go through the pandemic, and every man, Jack, KB, went back in the land during the pandemic time, COVID, and plant. And everybody by the road selling. And you don't have people to buy, because you didn't have the tourists coming in. As soon as people start coming in, you find farmers get more money.
Tourism complementary.
So I don't know where they get this Buddha man thing from, like when you eat overnight food and in the morning you can't get up.
Yeah. Tourism complement agriculture.
Good afternoon, caller.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I want to hear where you talking about the new hospital. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, you build a new hospital. But
you get the clip, and because you see, I like when I'm dealing with issues, Gates, to play the clip so people hear it in their own words, because I don't want to misrepresent
next Sunday
anything what they say. So yeah, KB, you find every time they come in, they come in this thing, because just simple, the pandemic, plenty man plant. You don't have people to buy, and now you're only making a lot of people go what less money. What do you buy? You're thinking it.
I don't know what is the aim. I don't know.
I don't know, KB, because by their admission, KB, they made the treasury with Monica. Toes tell you that, KB.
Yes.
Toes tell you how Kit Mitchell so wicked all the money in the treasury. And
500.
So that means NNP had a blueprint for managing this country's economy.
Yes.
The governor of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank was here.
Yeah, man.
And he gave recognition and kudos to NNP for managing the economy to even have money. So the claim of paying pension could only be materialized because the NNP managed the economy or meet money. Facts. So NNP has a blueprint for managing this economy.
So they have no reason for failing to perform with distinction. No reason for failing to perform, because they meet money, they meet a stable country, they meet a healthy industrialized atmosphere. You understand? They meet peace in this country. So they have no reason for failing to perform with the distinction. Why panic now?
Richard.
The number to call. 442.
Check the last one.
0175. Why panic now?
I picked in the chat. In the chat.
Why panic now?
Delay them.
You understand? You cannot see NNP leave the treasury empty. You cannot see.
Listen, no comment.
You cannot see. NNP didn't do anything. So and I wonder, but you know, think possible, when Honorable Deacon Mitchell say he cannot see where the money spent, so the man wasn't passing River Road. Mount Kuma is right there.
So
That big project from the back of the airport to go right down Sanders. How come you don't see that where your eyes is?
Have a nice call.
for it to be Dorma gate, we must be Dorma already, you know.
Well, is that?
So you could only get Dorma when you're Dorm.
Good afternoon.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Hi, good evening to everybody.
Good evening.
Mr. KB,
How you doing?
I appreciate you very much for your first set of information. Mr. KB, it's time for you to write a book to give us Grenadian and all our children and grandchildren the real history of this Morris Bishop. It's time, Mr. KB. Please. Sitting here, I'm very amused with fire, and all whatever it is. This is nothing new. Guys, this is nothing new. It is just sad and disheartening for what is going on. You, Mr. Carl, before election, you was advising people the way to go and nobody took heed.
Nah.
Where are we now in this country? Where are we? I don't know. It is too late. So, what's next with all of that? Mr. Kebi, I didn't know you get your letter.
Long, that's history.
Long time. I know the letter old now.
My letter old now. I get letter from every government in this country. Every government from NNP, NDC, Revolution, everybody give me letter. When they get vexed with me, they just dump in the bamboo.
Anyhow, on a serious note, I was listening to Ride Along. A pastor from Canada called, and this all the information you give Mr. Carl about the faith base. Listen, and another foreigner, I think he's from St. Vincent, he called and he said what the prime minister was saying is stupidness. Because if it's two check written, one for NMP, how NMP could be related to the government? I mean, wise talking and foolish reasoning. So people, not only in Grenada, but the whole wide world is listening. And they will look at us as foolish people. So these people have to be careful at what is going on and what they're saying. KB, I really love your explanation this evening about those politicians. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye. Somebody on WhatsApp, my good friend on WhatsApp is saying, let everybody know that the pig is the only animal with all the rain that fall. Water doesn't wet there. They slippery. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yes.
That's a real good one.
Yeah, I'll tell you, in 2008, NDC was about to destroy Kit Mitchell and Greg Boyne. So I was sitting in Tivoli Junction one day, and one of the politicians picked me up, carried me to Belmore Estate, and they said, "Head Kibi, we have 3 criminal charges against Gary Boyne." I said, "You all have that? Are you sure?" Yes, the most important thing is to arrest Gary Boyne, and the people will say, next is Kit Mitchell. I said, well, you just can't do that without evidence. So they went to the DPP with that. The DPP run behind them and said, look, I would not violate the norm of my profession for this thing. Yeah. So he refused. So that is why you see Gary Boyne did not get arrested. But they spent the whole 5 years trying to put Gary Boyne in jail. And at the end of the 5 years, they didn't do anything for the people of this country. Yeah. I say, well, they learned the lesson. I didn't expect them to go back on the same thing now again. Spending all that time, wasting time, see if they could jail our NNP. At the end of the 5 years, they will see, watch, we ain't get enough time. Give us another 5 years because we didn't get nothing done. But you're wasting your time. Now it's time to build. Now it's time to unite. Now it's time to look for a project. Now it's time to create employment. And just leave NNP alone. Hello. Good afternoon.
Yeah, afternoon.
Good afternoon.
There's a place in St. George they call Motley Hill. Is there a place in St. George they call Motley Hill?
Yes, I think so.
Was someone taking place there sometime last year or so?
By so much, NNP do so much work. It's hard to keep track of that work on them.
Because NNP problem, they does not open the project when they complete.
Yeah, they need to start doing
They
ceremonies.
didn't do that, and NNP did not do that.
Bring the media.
So
Because
that's
they
why
felt that was the duty of government.
to do it, but they not so much big project, and NNP was not open it.
That road was closed for quite a while.
Yes.
To have the work done.
Yes.
But I didn't hear you talk about it.
I remember
I
that
had a
road.
discussion with a member, somebody from St. David's.
Yeah.
And they were saying about Kid Mitchell, so wicked, he do nothing for. Oh, wicked man. I say, look at what he did in Current. He built all these houses on top of the hill there for poor people. On the hill in Current. I said, why you should do that? He's a wicked man. I said, furthermore, he built two hotels have been constructed now in Las
St. David's.
How we could do that? What kind of wickedness that man gets on? And then I said, look, they're doing a fall farm up in Felix Park too. I think that is the largest fall farm in Grenada. Why he should do such a thing? Because poor people going to get worked up. Why should he involve himself in this wicked thing? And the lady said, why is only the good thing to speak about? I said, no, I am not speaking about good thing. I'm speaking about the wicked thing in Kid Mitchell, how he could do those things. Because a lot of poor people going to get work. Why he should do things like that? You know? And discussion would have turned in another direction. If you understand.
Now they're starting to call your names. Anytime you reach out, now they're starting to call you all kind of names.
Yeah, because the fact is, these are some of the things. These are just some of the things I know that they did. So I said, tell me some of the other things, the other bad things. Let me talk about it one time, because these are the bad things I know. These are the bad things that I know about. The hotels down in Las Vegas, the
Chinese house.
the houses on the hillside,
Right in the playing field.
right? I didn't even mention the playing field, but I speak about the project in the start in Las Vegas, the Chinese project there. I spoke about that too. I said, this is wickedness. How this man could do such a wicked thing? How this man could do such a wicked thing? And we like him still. What kind of thing is that? The fact is that when we speak about things like that, I'm saying, these are the wicked things I know Kid Mitchell did. Tell me some of the others. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I like your spin. If finding work for poor people is wrong, we'll take that. If giving scholarship to thousands of poor people, it is wrong, we'll take that. If it's finding housing for the poor people, we'll take that. Take the call. Hello, afternoon.
KB, I just want to tell all you thanks for the information today.
Yes.
You know, and even to the last caller and the lady and everybody. You know, we appreciate you all. You know, with the information. A lot of us don't. A lot of people have to tune in more now.
Yes.
And they get in the little facts. So sometimes when they say to you, they will already hear that, you know.
Get a little history.
Things, you know? And even as the last man that speaks there.
Yeah, man.
Talk about, look, a lot of money spent in Boucher Juliet, you know.
Yes.
No, serious, you know. A lot of money spent in Boucher Juliet to build that road, to go up on the hill and then to build a house on top there. I believe a track, yes. You know. So we have to give the NNP government what due to them. And we as Grenadians know. I mean, I'm speaking about true NNPites and true Grenadians that love Grenada. I'm talking about country now.
Yes.
They have to give the man his credit.
Yeah, man.
I know are you killing me tomorrow morning when are you killing
telling
me a rat? That is all right. But you have to give them the credit.
Yeah, give the money
and I don't know why he leave all that money there and go. Why,
this country leave it for, he don't leave it for NNP, he don't leave it for NDC, leave it for the country.
Leave it for Grenadians, they can leave it still. But I tell you, when you black people really take advantage and for people's brain, and so they beat up and cheat. I will leave him alone, though. I will leave him alone. Mr. David, good evening. Good evening. I love you all.
Okay.
Right to everybody. I won't call back now. Thank you, everybody, Mr. Watts, everybody. Give thanks. And just pray for our country. Yeah. That's our country.
Give me my snake.
Pastor Carl.
Yes.
Pastor Carl.
Yay.
You hang in there.
We will
you the prop. You know, like when I block a tree.
Yeah, man.
When I block a tree, fall prop it up.
No. Kami, let me tell you what am I. You want to know what am I? Kami?
Yes.
I'm like the river of the Nile.
Kami, we giving him support. We're popping up Master Call.
Kami.
Yes.
I'm like the river of the Nile. I'll be flowing all the while.
All the
and
while.
nobody
Yes.
cannot cramp my style.
I'll be in the river, I'll be in the water then. I'll be there.
The Ancient of Days has appointed me.
Good evening.
The Ancient of Days has appointed me the spokesman. And it's nobody. They try already. They keep trying.
What are they talking today?
So mighty men and something.
What are they talking today?
Give me my sneer, man. I want that clip from the AG day again, because the AG does, she see the light on the way to Damascus and Sankiwi for what the AG go say, the hear the PM vex with her for that, eh? So please let it hear.
Raise the issue of contract work and how unfair contract work is, whether it's taking place in the public sector or the private sector, and the need to regularize as much as we can contract workers. But let's be straight. We're going to be straight with the nation. Contract work and pension reform must go together, because we commit to pay the retroactive pension, and we are doing so. We understand the import of the ruling of the court, but so as not to do severe damage, perhaps even irreparable damage to our economy in the long run, we must work out a pension plan going forward that's sustainable. Because as it stands now, when people retire, they are entitled to NIS, that's public servants, I mean. They are entitled to NIS plus government pension. And government pension is a non-contributory pension, which means the government alone pays everything into the pension fund, plus under the NIS law, the government pays 6% into the NIS, into the National Insurance Fund. So going forward, that will be a really hefty sum that the IMF and everybody else have already warned is not sustainable going forward as it is. Plus, if we regularize contract workers across the board without at the same time treating with pension reform, what do? We bloat the public service, we expand the public service, and in so doing, the amount of people who will be eligible for pension. So we call on our friends in the labor movement to sit with us and work out an acceptable mode going forward, where everyone will be happy, where we will not leave an unbearable financial burden for those who come after us, and where those who retire going forward.
Give me the thing now, man.
You want the thing one time?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. I'll tell you, the phone lines are blazing today.
Yes,
Yeah, hello. Afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, KB, I'm very happy with your discourse at the beginning of the program on the history of the startup of the revolution and so on.
Okay.
But a few weeks ago, statements was made on the station, on this program, in reference to a lady called and said that the Catholic Church was involved in the conspiracy or actual overthrowing of the government by way of its involvement in explosive being taken from telescope and told at the Catholic Church in St. George's for the overthrow of the revolution. I've listened to you many, many times, and I am not want to put words in your mouth, but I want to think if something like that happened, I'm sure you would have said that before. What I heard you talk about some Cuba training in Willis or the back of those places and all of those things, I've never heard you mention something like that from you. If there's any truth that the Catholic Church did such a thing like that. And then to the next point, Master Carl made reference to at the ecumenical service that the Prime Minister Mike was cut off on him because he did the wrong. The reading was given to him. I'm getting tired of the reading that was given to him. He was not in agreement with it, so he did read something. Now, when they realized he was going to read something else that they didn't give him, they cut the mic off on him. So I am involved in media and all of that. So I did my research. That's why I didn't call before. I know Richie Oliver usually do things for back then NMP and government by extension. I called, they weren't the one did. I called GIS and they said they did it and that they had problems throughout. And I went on YouTube, saw this thing, and throughout the broadcast, there was a lot of problems. It wasn't directed against Dr. Mitchell. The truth is, he was given a reading that was, totally unacceptable. And he did read something different. And he made his displeasure known to the bishop and, by extension, the Conference of Churches. So that there is truth in that. But the allegation that the mic was cut off is totally inaccurate. I called GIS. I spoke to the lady responsible for putting on the PA system at the church, and she's a die-hard friend of Dr. Mitchell. As a matter of fact, she used to run with him on monitor and she said, this never happened. I would never sit there. I am the one put on the PA system at the cathedral. And it was given a lot. And the bishop himself went and put on the mic for Dr. Mitchell. And you can see on the video, Dr. Mitchell said, do I start over? And he smiled. So there was no truth in that. And then the other thing Master Carl said about Las Casas and Montesinos and them, come with their religion and turn the other cheek and thing. My reading of history and from school, and I'm somebody who loves history, is that Las Casas was one of the few Spaniards that stood up against the Spanish conquistadors, as they were called, and he was a historian, and he was the one exposed the atrocities of the Spanish conquerors in the New World. And so it's not true to say that he came and he himself, when he got to Cuba, freed slaves. So he was a thorn in the flesh of the Spanish conquerors at the time. So it's not true to say that he was responsible for the slavery and getting the people to turn the other cheek. And he was the only one of the few, I should say. So I just wanted to clarify these things. But my substantive issue, KB, if there is any truth, are you aware? Because this is a treasonous statement. Because the lady who made the allegation in a court of law, she would have to state how many explosives were transferred, what means, who is the priest receive it. There's a lot of questions she would have to, and this is high treason. The overthrow of our government is high treason. And last Friday, I heard Master Carl saying to somebody, don't come on the station and make things if you don't have facts. And I think he should have extended that same courtesy to the Catholic Church when the lady made the allegation. So,
okay. All right, let me go KB first. First of all, who writes history always write it to their own fancy. So if you read what you read about Las Casas and Montesinos, it is not proper to say that I didn't read something different or a different account to you. And we weren't there. So we have to agree to this. Your account, what you read, I could have read another account of Las Casas and Montesinos. Because when it is written, remember, two persons seeing the same thing and you ask them to account for it and they say something different. So that it is. The second part of the mic, the Honorable Prime Minister spoke before Dr. Keith Mitchell and there was no problem with Mike when he was speaking.
That is what I'm saying.
Facts.
They lie.
Go back and watch it.
I watch it all the time.
When the Prime Minister spoke, there was no problem with the mic.
No problem.
As soon as Dr. Keith Mitchell go to it, he had problem with the mic, and that is a fact. I didn't say whether manufacturer or not, and that is the facts. Yeah. When the Prime Minister was doing this thing, there was no issues with the mic. You could go back and listen to it. Yeah. But as soon as Dr. Keith Mitchell started, there were issues with the mic, and that is facts. I don't come here and whoop you. I don't come here to tarnish people's personality. When I speak, I would have done a level of research. In Las Casas and Montesinos, you read, because there are a lot of things, what is written about Columbus, and when you get other information, it's just something different. They never tell us how much people Columbus I am repenting. But there are accounts where it happened. I'm not the repository of every knowledge. So what you could have read about Las Casas and Montesinos. Who is you to say what you read was true and what I read wasn't true? Well, I don't know. Only the ancient of days to do that.
Okay.
Because that's your point of view. What you read, you hold true to it, and I respect that. What I read, you can't tell me is not true. And that is how it is. We have to agree to disagree on things. Because I am not the repository of everything. If you are, well, kudos to you, but I'm not. And the fact remains, the Prime Minister spoke before Dr. Keith Mitchell, and there was no problem with the mic.
So what?
As soon as Dr. Keith Mitchell started to speak, there were problems with the mic.
Yeah.
Facts. You could go and listen over, or who do it, or who lady you say, check it out. Yeah, KB.
Yes, I want to address this thing about explosive and the church involvement. The church had nothing to do with the revolution. The church had nothing to do with the hiding of arms. The church had nothing to do with the hiding of explosive. The truth and in fact, as I tell Master Carter, I am the one who led that party of revolutionaries.
45%.
Not that what. I am the one who led a party of 5 young men to steal the explosive
KB.
in Telescope. So I didn't hide no explosive in no church.
It's only too far to go.
I wouldn't take explosive in Telescope and bring it in town. So whoever point at the Catholic Church, you understand? They're making a grave mistake and they should apologize. Because we were little rebels in our own days, revolutionaries doing things that we shouldn't do. You understand? Making mistake we should never make. As youth, you do stupidness. You understand? Now, if I have to relive my life, no way I'm going and pick up 5 young men and going and steal explosive in Wimpy Place in Telescope. I will never do that again. You understand? But the church had nothing to do with it. So I want to clear the air and vindicate the church. So if that is what you want, you get it from me. You understand? We plant no explosive in no church. We hide no explosive.
And KB, at this point, Farmer Brown, may God bless you. So
yes.
May he rest in peace.
Rest in peace, So it's clear. So I think that person was concerned about the image of the church. The church had nothing to do into participating in a revolution, hiding any gun, hiding any explosive. Leave the Catholic Church out of that.
Yeah, that was a technical piggy. That was a technical one. He come with facts and to be smart. Never call. Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. I'm calling back just not wanting to split hairs over the issue, but just for the public's sake, if anybody goes onto YouTube at this moment and look at the Thanksgiving Ecumenical Service, just type in that in GIS or whatever, you would see and listen to the broadcast yourself, and that's all I'll say. And that would
and caller, what's all the persons who were there? Were you there?
Sorry?
Were you there at the service?
No, I wasn't.
And what's out the account of somebody who was there listening?
But I am telling you, sir, also that the person who is responsible for the running of the mic, I can call her name, is Claudette Williams, who is the secretary responsible for putting on the mic, turning it on. She said, and I told her she's a die-hard supporter, friend, runner of Dr. Mitchell. Usually when Dr. Mitchell was in St. George's, we jogged together. And she said, I spoke to her on Thursday because I didn't see her before that, so I didn't call. And she said, she says that never happened. And on the video you can see where because the mic, there's a button right on the podium. If you push the book up too hard, it will take the thing. And you can see where the bishop himself went and put the mic on. And throughout, when Randall Robertson and all of them was singing, the mic, there was no sound. And you can see the comments of people, no sound. If you just look through all the broadcasts, sometimes the police van would be singing and playing, and you wouldn't. So it's not it could have happened when Dr. Mitchell, but it wasn't a deliberate thing. It was
so those say it don't happen.
Well, that's not, no, but the allegation that
those say it don't happen.
So I'm saying it was not a deliberate thing.
So you could put a spin on it and say it was not deliberate, and I respect that, but to say it didn't happen is not proper of you. You're not caller. You're not in a position to say it didn't happen. You're relying on a third person. You're relying on a third person. He was not there. So if I...
Let's let you comment. Let you finish.
Yeah, let you finish.
Go right ahead.
Except you want to tell me I'm not to believe my lying eyes, because I'm telling you and I'm giving you the account of somebody who had the responsibility for the PA system. I'm telling
Yeah,
you
but we trust no guy.
What can
We don't trust nobody.
What can be seen on
And I don't see why you're bringing in people's name and saying who
and calling
support
people
PM
name
and
and
does
thing.
run with PM.
There we go.
Let the man finish, please.
That color, we lose it. Yeah. We lose that color.
Hello. Next one.
Watch KB. When something happens, people are entitled to the story here, KB. But when you're not there as a weakness and you have to rely on information of another person, it's something different, KB. Evidence is what could be proven, not on a balance of probability. And calling the human name and saying she does run with Dr. Keith Mitchell, you're opening up the human for people to do things to her. Don't do that.
Okay, next call, please.
Hello.
Hello, afternoon.
Pastor Carl is right, you have to be there to prove that I guilty of a charge. You don't dare you take his second and you don't say he's a journalist.
I tell you that I'm technical.
He's a journalist, sir. I want you, when the Prime Minister have meeting in go and ask him some question for me.
So I had the service.
And you can't you know the lady NNP.
I don't understand some people, I had the service.
You just journalist to say,
the Prime Minister spoke.
Platform to tell not nobody here, Go to the Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Mitchell, and speak to him. Ask him hard questions. Ask him questions about where you get money to pay the pensioners. Where put for people trying to work. Stop victimizing for people. These are the questions you have to place him. Because you're a journalist. Don't come and use a journalist and this station to play big so that nobody. I know you're right, because you say you're a journalist. I don't go to no school.
Well, we don't go to school too. We want to.
What I'm saying, I want to go to school. I just mind on the street, but I ain't stupid.
I don't like how you and Master Carl handle the last call.
All right, comes next.
Well, KB, you're entitled to your view.
The people is saying, you go on YouTube
to see.
But you was not there to see what happened. And you say the lady is close to Dr. Mitchell, and then she's at there at the NNP. How you know that?
Come, you didn't say she's an NNP.
Or she's some close thing with
NNP. Say she does run with the Prime Minister, she used to run with it or something. You didn't say she's an NNP. So let me say what he does say.
But yes, I apologize and I'm big enough to say that. But you calling the lady name. But you was not there to see. That is what will make somebody go to jail, You didn't dare to say, oh, you go free me, Because you didn't dare to say, I do it. Yeah, you're a journalist. So I tell you as a journalist, when you see the Prime Minister of this country having any meeting or anything, ask him throw some hardball at him for us, please.
I would say the last thing on that, KB. I thought the gentleman, the caller, would have asked me, Master Carl, were you there? I thought that was a question you should have asked me. Were you there?
My problem is with your tone, or you all respond to him. I find you was a bit tough.
You see, he come technical, he come calm and nice.
He come calm. But I didn't like Master Carl's tone on how he respond to him. Concern with tone, not what Master Carl say. Master Carl tried to debate and argue with him, but I like Master Carl's tone.
You like it too?
No, I didn't like Master Carl.
Tone right, man.
Let's go next call.
We lost it. Tone right.
If the gentleman asked Master Carl, were you there? Was a different conversation, but he relying on what somebody say. So if I'm there and I hear when the Prime Minister spoke, no problem with the mic. But as soon as Dr. Mitchell started speaking, a problem with the mic, I'm free to say that.
No, but you had right to hold on to your views.
Whether or not it was deliberate or otherwise is another matter. But the fact was, when the Prime Minister spoke, there was no glitches with the mic. when Dr. Keith Mitchell was speaking, he had glitches with the mic. And that is a fact. Even he or YouTube or others cannot dispute that. Whether they push up thing and thing out mic and the bishop come, it is a fact. And I don't come here and try to mislead people because I don't want nothing in that to get. It's not about that.
He's trying to say the woman is an NNP and all kind of thing. That's why
I don't know what he's trying to say, and I don't even think what he say. Me not know. I not Jesus Christ twin brother.
We don't understand.
The fact is, I know what I heard in the service. So whether somebody out of the service or somebody was part of the service, I know what I heard. He might tell me, go and fix me ears. If he tell me that, I could understand and say maybe your ears get in trouble, or because you lean in a particular ear that you hear it so. But when the PM spoke, it was clear. When the leader of His Majesty of Ocean, there were glitches with the mic, and that is a fact which cannot be disputed.
Any call? You have this one person. They logging in with the same IP, but they have about 16 email addresses.
Pigs again, man. Let it come, man. Listen, I must listen.
They have this one person, like that one IP.
Yes.
But they have different accounts.
They even read not know this.
No.
Hello,
let it come.
Lost the call.
You lost it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, be all to say if they come in the morning, I go bury them in the sea. If they come in the evening, I go bury them. If they come in the night time. So let them come.
We go bury them in the sea.
Yes. My thing is when I come here and I speak, I don't come here and speak to slander anybody. I come here to give facts. And that I will endeavor to do.
Hello, good afternoon. Hello.
Gone.
Hello, good afternoon.
They're back.
Hello.
Hello.
Afternoon.
Yeah, man. Can we carry too much, man? You making the program going, man.
No, not you. Not you to
No.
come. Not you to come in.
Not you to see that. We are to see that.
And Miss Jacob, good afternoon. We don't hear your voice.
Yeah, I don't hear Miss Jacob.
Miss Jacob, if you call and say good afternoon, Miss Jacob.
Hello.
Hello. Afternoon.
I don't know if they're trying to call out at the same time. It's just
too much call.
Weird. Yeah, you come again.
Hello. Afternoon. Afternoon. How you doing?
Yeah, you call me.
Yes, we don't hear you. We don't hear you. We want to hear what going on with you. Yes, it was Jacob.
People passing the road and say, why are you did this radio playing in the road in the house? So I say, it's not all your damn business.
You're right.
I take my damn house.
Yes.
And I play my damn radio how I want to play it.
You must, Mr. Jacob, you must always put your green band on your hand. Only heroes that wear the green band know. You understand? Only gladiators, NLP gladiators, and warriors that wear the green band. Walk the street with your green band.
Warriors don't cry.
We don't cry. If it's a handful of us, let's stand up and show we green band on we hand. We got anytime you meet one, anytime you Miss Jacob, anytime you see somebody with a green band on their hand, salute them.
And I don't show them my big, nice, handsome brother, the honorable Dr. Keith Peter. They doesn't want me to show them.
Show them. This radio station is your comfort zone. So you could call at any time and say good afternoon. We want to know you are alive.
Yeah, man, alive and I'm more than cook, better than cook rice, you know.
Yes, man. Yes. So
one call me, I tell Kami, give me a call.
She go call her now. She listening. She will call.
Yes. Mr. Jacob, good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
All right.
Thanks for calling. And every Sunday, call and say good afternoon. We want to know. Okay, bye. Yeah, so NNPIs, you have to treat them, with all kind, give them all kind of kindness, all kind of love, show appreciation, because these people, they are real stalwart, and NNPIs, as we say. Why I take the call, please. Hello, afternoon.
Kerry.
Hello.
I got the me take come out, get your number. I about 10 man, you know.
Don't worry.
I will get your number, I will call you, darling. But I always say good morning to you, you know. And I always think about you.
Yeah.
I want a man calling back.
Kami, let me don't talk about people. The program is not about people. But Kami, don't even address that, Kami.
But we appreciate when you call in, Kami. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
We want you call every time, but we don't want to talk about people.
Yeah, forget them.
But we appreciate what you do.
No. Let me do. It's not about people.
All right.
All right, Caps.
Yes. The number to call 442. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
KB.
Hi.
These things that they don't realize that Christmas coming, they don't wait it at all.
No.
These things that they're coming for all these slaughter, tell them wait Christmas coming. I know you and Master Carl have the firewood ready.
Because I don't tell them when the serpent is talking to Eve, he slid the way in and talk nice. They don't come in under no guys. KB don't like our thing in them, but they don't come in under no guys and try to comfort for me.
Master Carl, them things that they realize that if as they come, they start to grunt. They don't go get hit only. So they come in nice as though they come to that.
I tell you, he come sweet.
Can
you tell sorry for that man name? He come sweet. He come calm and cool, think you will figure him out.
Them people better not try that. Them people better not try that.
Because in all the discussion, you don't dispute not with the Magdalene thing in it. You're trying to make excuse and they push up paper.
It's time these things and them realize that you and
It is what it is.
Whether
you want to put your own spin on it is a matter for you.
Why these things and them don't deal with the national issues? Why they don't deal with that?
And a lot we have.
Huh? Why they don't deal with the national issues? Why they don't deal with what affecting Grenadians?
Why they don't deal with what happening to the Imani scene that they go cut the budget for the Imanis?
Why they don't deal with that?
That bread and butter is because you have
You want to say something to one come and attack. Well, tell them we have the
things of no moment.
And the fire blazing and the water hot. So how they come so we show it everything.
I tell them I take rally, but leave will FM for me.
You wear your green band, wear your green band. Don't let him call you.
As time goes, as the time goes, so this thing and them getting hit.
Yes.
You realize there's more and more people that coming out now.
And they must listen every Sunday.
But that's the radio station.
Now let me give you a story. You had some
Wednesday and Friday they listening.
You had some guys out by me during carnival time when a jamo was at the best. They don't back in a jamo. But they go in the march every time. So as they living on evening, I say, watch, I go come back vexing. They say, why when I say a jamo go win again tonight? Next morning they quarreling. That happening. Yeah. They listening to FM and vex. What if they vex, their face is theirs?
Yeah, man. Let them pick on them get on, man. Let them pick on them get on.
Yes, anyhow, thanks for calling.
Let them pick on them get on.
Thank you. All right. Hello.
Yeah. A special good afternoon going on to my little butterfly listening. I don't know what she know about this program.
And then
she listening.
And then
how much time we have again?
We have about 15 minutes.
And KB. And then I have me at Pony on the side waiting for when they're ready to do it.
Yes, the number to call 442-0175. Call and ventilate. Make your contribution. This is your program, and I enjoy every bit of it. And the political, hunting season open so early because everybody discussing politics now. Everybody get motivated. It's interesting because the honeymoon over so quick for the
No, it's country time.
Hello, anybody?
Yeah, we have.
Hello, afternoon.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
Yes.
Work for the girls.
Yeah.
I must say to you guys, a wonderful program. I've been listening, religiously at some of the issues and so on. It's nice to see that we have people who understand the issues and so on, is willing to explain to the man on the ground as to what goes on.
To the masses.
Yeah, man.
To the masses. Right now we're in Parliament, and not just a Parliament where the MPs are speaking. We are speaking directly to the man on the ground. You understand? Who would have to understand the way forward. And so, because, I mean, it is a real shame as to what is going on. The brutality that is meted out by the poor class of our people when it comes to employment, right? They continue to just, indiscriminately let off people, right? People with all, so many years of service and so. But again, that's the nature of the beast. Before I go, I really want to appeal again to Randolph Robinson, the new CEO of the Grenada Postal Corporation.
Who is the owner?
I want to know who is the owner of the Grenada Postal Corporation, right? He's in a position to tell us, right? Because based on information they have been given years ago that it was some what and what. But I don't want to speculate, so please, sir, let us know. Anyhow, gentlemen, have a wonderful evening.
All right.
And continue the good job.
Yes. And then Piates asking you to stay united. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. How are you doing?
Fine.
All right, my first time calling, and what I have to say, forward ever with the NNP.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Mr. Kevin, when I see you in the market, I'm going to say hello to you. I will see you every day.
Do that.
Yes.
I still have 15 days on the job again, so you could pass a look for me.
Oh, you have 15 days too?
You have 15 days.
That's nothing. The master is over us, so he will take care of everything.
Yes.
Yes. So,
all right.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Mm-hmm. You have a next one.
Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My brothers, you all keep up the good work in a pure way. I'm calling on behalf of cooks. 8 months before, the campaign was on cooks. The cooks were feeding the nation.
Mm-hmm. Hello. I wish you could call back.
Yeah.
Because you was making a real valid point.
Let me see.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
That's the program with Master Carl.
Yes.
Good afternoon, Master Carl and Brother KB.
Good afternoon.
Master Carl, I saw a side in you today. You're very good for that program. You're a very good manager. It may look technical that your voice sung a little rough and tough for the guy.
Like being a sortie because I know what I'm about.
But the guy was trying to play
Devil's advocate, you call that.
right. You rebuke him the right way.
Mm-hmm. In the name of the Lord.
Tone of voice and everything.
I didn't like it too.
That kind of innocent shield he tried to put up there, like he comes so innocent.
Tell him come cool.
Was your side.
We come to defend the church.
Right. You saw what you saw, and you said exactly what you saw. You didn't add to it. If he interpreted any other way, he interpreted. But you say, when Doc come on to speak, the mic started to give trouble.
Yeah.
When the first person, when Prime Minister was speaking, it was okay. But in your hearing, when Doc come out to speak, the mic was giving trouble, and I think it was a fair comment. If he want to say why the mic was giving trouble, he could say that. He can go and research that.
And Carl, let me tell you one thing. This guy maybe don't know Master Carl. I was a police officer for a lot of years, not a piece in the tail one. My service in the police force qualified me for pension and gratuity. So you don't understand. No. The mere fact, and he alluded to it, that what was given to Dr. Keith Mitchell to read was not appropriate, so he read something else. So you just have to connect the dots.
Surely.
You don't have to go in your school or Harvard or UT. You don't have to go in college to know that. Because he say what they give Dr. Mitchell to read was not appropriate. And you want to come and tag this thing, and if you come here ordinary, you go just running.
And I want to say this to KB. You know, it is good that you clear the air on the Catholic Church. Because KB, since I was a young boy during the revolution, that accusation was made against the Catholic Church. It was an accusation made against them a long time. They never come out and deny it. I never hear it or come out and put out an article saying this was not true. So I'm very happy to know that a man who was real down in the belly of the thing could say this is not true. And, you know, that is very good. But the real issue, you know, is that when I saw the Prime Minister stand up in a town hall rally, and trying to make some wild coward punches, my level of what I had for him dropped. Because I just kept stooping and saying, what kind of little boy game is that? Because he dropped his rank. He speak like his height. He didn't elevate himself there. Because what he tried to do to the people there is cold-bloodedly throw out something to people to fool them or to get them their attention another way. As a politician, I give him kudos for that. But seriously speaking, when he attacked the organization and they talk about the money the organization getting, that was totally nonsense. When he talk about the road and he talk about parish, remember, the government was really dealing with constituency and not really parish at first. Yeah? They were dealing with 15 constituencies. When he talk about the parish of St. George, and he talk about take a walk, and that tells me he never ever walked and go through the parish of the town of St. George to see the kind of roads and the places you had to build roads, step, footpath, and all kind of things for people. He didn't take a walk. If he had taken a walk before he made that statement, he would have eaten the paper and all the words on the paper before he said that. And I think that that cheap shot he made there, it will last for a long time. And it will come back to haunt him.
You can't shake that monkey off your back.
Yes, you can't shake it just so. Because the facts are there. I go into village where people was just going through murder. Children had to come through mud, little children, murder and children. And they got road. They opened little shop businesses. The village grew. The people were able to stay out late in the village and congregate in the village and do all kind of things. And that happened in the parish of St. George, throughout the 5 constituencies. And for him to say something like that, that is a low blow. My brother, if you're boxing, you hit the fella all below your knee. That's a real low blow. I mean, come on. And it's politics. We could understand politics. But at that particular time, I asked myself, who is this guy fooling? Is this his own people sitting down in the audience, or are he trying to fool the general public? Because we who know what was going on, and we who know the works of what's going on, and the kind of works throughout the constituency, for him to say that the parish, walk to the parish, and you don't go see him, he say he don't see value for money?
Yeah, you don't see that.
No. Master Carl, may the Lord bless this nation. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, but what you have to concern, the children in BLS school, they want the playing field organized so they could play. Do ask the parents to bring things to clean the playing field. That we know all have to clean the playing field for them. Don't ask the parents to come and clean the playing field for them to play, the children in BLS. And these are the issues, when you speak about it, they vex KB. These are the issues affecting and confronting the Grenadian people. So when I come here and speak on it, who want to say what they want? It matters not. The Lord chastens those he loves so maybe because I love all you chastening all you. The good book say that, yeah. The book of scripture say the Lord chastens those who he loves. So I love all you, chastening all you.
Much call we can take it.
Because we have just enough time to take one more. Let's get into it. Hello?
Thank you for that last final call.
Yeah.
I keep saying, last week I made the point. When you listen to these guys from the Prime Minister come down, you will listen and hear in their voice the resentment for poor people.
Disdain.
You're right. Everything that was done for the poor class of people,
Value for money.
right? They questioning it. They keep questioning it because it was done for persons who needed it. I mean, so let's not, be whatever word. But you know what? The poor people is involved and they have that resentment for them, and it's in their voice and it's in their action.
Mm-hmm.
Gentlemen, have a wonderful day.
Blessed.
KB, the moment I agreed, we taking one? Take the last one.
Right.
Hello.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
Congratulations. I love this program this afternoon. All diehard of NNP. I don't care what nobody says.
Where your green band? Where your green band?
What? You want me to tell you how much I have on me hand?
How much? How much?
Yeah?
Only gladiators have green band now, man. Where your green band?
I have 5.
That's right.
3 or 5 or 6. 3 in one hand, 3 in the other hand.
Yes, man.
And I hear they talking about baby Jesus. Jesus hate people.
No.
Jesus love people.
Love people.
Judas, what is the hater?
Of course, yes.
And that is baby Judas.
Anyhow, that's the final call. Thank you for calling.
Igwe, what behoove me is, as the caller just said, they enlightening the Honorable Prime Minister to this name about some baby Jesus. The same set of people who want to call and correct out Las Casas and Montesinos, they don't telling them that he blaspheming when they calling him so. They don't call him no radio station and say that. You understand how they think?
And a friend in Telescope, they call Jesus, his name is Jesus. So what?
If your name is Jesus, then it's different. But if you're trying to be like the Father, then it's a different.
But Gates, I told Andre Donald when I came in, he mentioned a gentleman named Ching Long Cree.
I know him, you know. He's from China.
I tell him I would never walk.
He mouth those run.
I tell him I would never walk
for Ching Long Cree.
For Ching Long Cree being here.
Yeah,
and I would never talk
Ching Long Cree
for Cree when I'm here. Not no walking for Ching Long Cree. So when I come here and I speak. And when I speak, Gates, I'd rather go back and watch it and wonder what I say, you know. And know what I say. Because like I tell you, Gates, I'm in liars on the side within KB.
All right.
For when they're ready to do the thing.
The new driver cannot drive.
Yes. Give me my snare.
I know you want to pa! Yeah, the snare. Give you snare. All right, folks, have a good one. You'll hear from us again on Wednesday with more politics. Bye.
This is right.
You asking me what is wrong with Trinidad? You can't understand why things go on so bad. You find we so rich in human resources, and yet the country going to pieces.